another cup of Maxwell House coffee, George?
Sure, pour me a cup, Gracie.
You know, Maxwell House is always good to the last drop.
That drop's good, too.
Yes, it's Maxwell House coffee time, starring George Burns and Gracie Allen. With yours truly, Bill Goodwin, the music of Meredith Wilson and his orchestra, Gail Gordon, and our happy postman, Mel Blanc. For your Thursday night comedy enjoyment, it's George and Gracie. And for your everyday coffee drinking enjoyment, it's Maxwell House. The coffee that gives you so much more for so little more that it's bought and enjoyed by more people than any other brand of coffee in the world. Yes, Maxwell House, expertly blended and radiant roasted for rich, mellow, extra flavor. Maxwell House, the coffee that's always good to the last drop. Have last month's bills arrived at your house yet? Or does your husband still speak to you? When I dropped by the Burns house this morning, Gracie was wondering how to break the bad news to George.
Oh, Bill, I'll have to get George in an awfully good humor before I let him see these Christmas bills. How can I do it?
Well, let's see. Well, hey, wearing one of those slinky lace negligees ought to please George.
Oh, no, he'd look terrible in it.
Gracie, I meant for you to wear it, not George. Put the bills on the table and stand beside him in your negligee.
It'll never work, Bill. We've been married too long.
What do you mean?
Well, he'll notice the way the bills are stacked, not me.
Oh, you're wrong, Gracie. If George has got an ounce of blood in his veins, he'll... Yeah, I see what you mean.
Well, I guess there's just no way that a wife can present her husband with a bill and make him like it.
Not true, Gracie. My mother did it, and Father was happy as a lark.
Well, she must have presented him with an awfully little bill.
No, I weighed 8.5 pounds.
You know the kind of bills I mean. Now, come on, help me think of something.
Well, maybe you could put George in a good humor by fixing his favorite food.
That's right. The way to his heart is through his chest.
No, it's through his stomach. You slipped up.
It's through his chest. That slipped down.
Well, anyway, Gracie, what does the little man like to eat?
Well, he adores hot biscuits. You know, he's still got the first biscuit I made after we were married.
Really? He saves funny things.
Yes. He's also got the first tooth he lost after we were married.
Why does he save the tooth?
He can't get it out of the biscuit.
I see.
Of course, I can make wonderful biscuits now. George just drools when... Say, I've got a great idea. I'll fold the bills up real small and bake them inside the biscuits.
Oh, then when he takes a bite, he'll discover the bill.
Right. With a mouthful of biscuit, he won't be able to scream so loud.
Well, it's a screwy idea, Gracie, but it might work.
Oh, anything to soften the blow for my darling George.
You really love that little schnook, don't you, Gracie?
Oh, yes, Bill. When they made George, they broke the mold.
Well, better late than never. So long, Gracie. I hope your plan works.
The biscuits are done. Now, let's see. This one has the May Company bill in it. This one has a Saks bill. This one is the Broadway. And this one... Oh, here comes George. I better soften him up with a little flattery before lunch.
Hello, Gracie.
Oh, Georgie boy, you're home from school.
From school?
Oh, forgive me, dear. You look so young, I always think of you as going to high school.
I don't look like I go to high school. College, maybe.
Your handsome face is ageless. Your noble brow, your classic features. They look like they belong on a Greek statue.
Gracie.
Sometimes I'd swear your head was made of marble.
Well, old Marblehead is hungry. Hey, you got biscuits.
Yeah, try one.
Okay. Boy, that was good.
You swallowed the whole thing?
Well, yeah.
Well, that takes care of the May Company.
Huh?
They can't send a collector after that one.
What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing. Here, try the Broadway. I mean, have another biscuit.
I'll break this open and put some butter. There's a piece of paper in here.
Uh-huh. There's one in each of the biscuits.
Oh, I get it. Like the Chinese tea rooms. My fortune isn't these biscuits.
You're so right.
Well, I'll open all of them.
Yes, dear, and I'll run get you the ice bag.
Ice bag? I feel fine. I don't need any ice bag. Just pass me those biscuits.
How does the ice bag feel, darling?
Okay.
Here, I buttered some more aspirin for you.
You buttered the aspirin?
Well, as long as you were eating it like popcorn, I thought I might as well butter it.
Gracie, look at that stack of bills. How could you buy that many Christmas presents? Where did you find them?
Oh, I just opened up my charge account, and there they were.
And you figured I'd
You
pay for
them,
all of them.
yeah.
I got the bills are in my mouth. Yes, that paper. Well, you're out of luck. I'm going to stop being the goose that lays the golden eggs.
You mean you're going to stop telling jokes on the radio?
Never mind. Now listen to me, young lady. I'm going to tell you a thing or two. From now on.
Oh, hello, Meredith.
Meredith, what would you do if the person you married spent money like a drunken sailor?
Well, in the first place, I would never marry a drunken sailor.
Meredith.
Though at one time I was quite friendly with a sober wave. She picked me up one night at the Palladium.
She picked you up?
Yes, I fell down while attempting to jitterbug, and she picked me up.
Yes. Meredith, I want you to hear.
Well, one thing led to another, and before I knew it, that wave had me in the back seat of a taxi. During the war, I was a sucker for a uniform.
Oh, Meredith, you didn't even know her.
I know, Gracie, but I felt that I should be kind to her. After all, she'd been fighting for me.
Look, Meredith.
But no sooner were we alone than she became quite amorous. Oh, she wasn't to blame. I was attractive, and she'd been at sea for a long time.
Meredith, when you came in, I asked you one simple question. All I want you to do is answer that.
Gladly, George. Would you state the question again?
What would you do if the person you married spent money like a drunken sailor?
Well, in the first place, I would never marry a drunken sailor.
Look, Meredith.
Though at one time I was
goodbye,
quite friendly with a...
Goodbye. Goodbye, Meredith.
The Missouri Waltz. You know, Meredith, it may be 1947, but music like that makes me think that underneath it all, I'm still an old-fashioned guy.
Because you like it?
Mm-hmm.
No need to apologize for that, Bill. Liking waltzes has always been in the very best American tradition, and it still is, with old favorites like the Missouri Waltz jingling the jukeboxes today from Seattle to Scranton.
Yes, like sparking your girl on a Saturday night, the waltz has been tested by time and never found wanting. Grandfather was swinging his partner in waltz time when bustles and high-button shoes were the height of fashion. And 100 years from now, you can bet that the waltz will still be expressing the romance and sentimental gaiety that have always belonged to our American scene. Makes me think how Maxwell House coffee truly belongs to the American scene, too. Here in America, we've actually made coffee a national drink. And more people buy and enjoy Maxwell House than any other brand of coffee at any price. It's Maxwell House wherever you go. Flavor explains this nationwide preference. The rich, full-bodied Maxwell House flavor that results from the masterful blending of these premium Latin American coffees. Manizales for mellowness. Medellins for richness. other choice coffees for vigor, and Bucaramangas for full body. All adding up to great coffee at the peak of flavorful goodness. Friends, why not know the very best in coffee drinking pleasure? You can for just a fraction of a penny more per cup than you'd pay for the cheapest coffee sold. Just make yours Maxwell House. Always good to the last drop.
Gracie, suppose you start explaining these Christmas bells. Who got this $25 hat?
Oh, I gave that to Clara Bagley. I've decided to break up our friendship.
And why did you give her an expensive hat?
Well, I have one exactly like it. And when she sees me with it on, then she'll stop speaking to me.
There must be cheaper ways to lose a friend. Here's a bill for a bushel of nuts delivered to San Francisco. Who'd you send those to?
My mother. That was your own suggestion, dear. Every time I said, what'll we send Mother, you said nuts to her.
I should give your mother a bushel of nuts. What'd she ever give me?
She gave you me. I'm as good as at nuts.
You can say that again.
I'd rather not. I didn't like the way it sounded.
And you got this chromium chair with the plastic seat for who?
Oh, my brother Willie. He's building his own house with a GI loan, and he's crazy about antique furniture.
A chromium and plastic chair isn't antique.
It will be by the time the house is built.
How about this necklace? Who got that?
My sister Bessie. She needed it to hide her appendicitis scar.
On her neck? An appendicitis scar's on the stomach.
I know, but Bessie was so ticklish they
They had to operate up. Yes, I see what you made that up.
Well, I was just trying to amuse you.
Well, I'm not amused. Those relatives of yours they're costing me a fortune. Here's a bill for a pair of earrings.
Oh, well, now don't scream about those, George. I bought those for one of your relatives.
Who?
Your wife.
I might have known. What do you expect me to do about these bills?
Write out checks for them. Here's the special fountain pen you use for paying bills.
Special fountain pen for paying bills?
Yes, it writes under protest.
Well, I got news for you, kid. I can't pay these bills.
Why not?
Because there's not enough money in the bank.
Oh, don't be silly. It says right on the window of the bank there's over $12 million in there.
I mean, there's not enough money in my account. And if you overdraw your account, you can be put in jail.
Oh, dear. Well, don't you worry. I'll figure out some way to settle those bills. Well, George, everything is fine. The Christmas bills are paid.
Really? What did you do?
I used my head. You said the bank could put you in jail if you overdraw your account.
That's right.
So I wrote the checks myself.
What?
Well, they can't put me in jail. I haven't got an account there.
Oh, no. Gracie, it's even worse to write checks when you have no account at all. Now they'll put you in jail.
You mean I'm a juvenile delinquent?
You'll be worse unless you get those checks back.
But the checks are in the mail.
Well, then you're just out of luck.
Oh, look, here comes the postman. He can save me. He can get those checks out of the mail.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Burns. Here's your mail.
Oh, Mr. Postman, I'm in terrible trouble, and you're the one who can help me.
Oh, I love to help damsels in distress. Just as Sir Galahad rescued Guinevere from the dragon, I will rescue you. Is your husband a dragon?
A little, but he's tired.
Yes. How can I help you, Mrs. Burns?
Well, by mistake, I put some bad checks in the mail, and I want you to get them for me.
Oh, I dare not tamper with the mail.
But, Mr. Postman, if I don't get those checks back, I'll go to jail. What if your wife were in a spot like this? You wouldn't let her go to jail?
You say such humorous things, Mrs. Burns.
Oh, please, can't you think of some way I can get those checks?
Your only chance is to stop them when they come through the bank.
Oh, well, do you know anyone who works at the bank?
Not now. My wife Bertha worked in the escrow department when I married her. Now I guess they just call it the S department.
Why?
I took away the crow.
Mr. Postman, that gives me an idea. I'll go down and get a job at the bank myself, and then I can grab those checks when they come through.
Well, good luck, Mrs. Burns, and remember, keep smiling.
How do you do? Are you Mr. Vanderlip, the president of this bank?
I am.
Well, I wonder if you'd do something for me.
I suppose you'd like me to authorize you a loan.
I would not. Just because I'm alone, don't think you can authorize me.
Madam.
Do I look like the sort of a girl who can be authorized?
But I didn't
And
have...
you won't. I didn't come in here to be insulted
But
or authorized.
believe me, I meant no harm. What is the nature of your business?
Oh, well, I'd like a job in your bank.
I see. In what department?
How about the check room?
Check room?
I want to get my hands on some checks. I mean, I like to handle checks.
At what bank were you previously employed? Naturally, I can check your record at any bank in the United States.
I worked at the Bank of England.
The Bank of England?
Pip, pip.
Were you a teller?
Not me. I jolly well kept my mouth shut.
Madam, I do not believe you were employed by the Bank of England.
You don't, huh? Well, just ask me some banking questions.
Very well. What would you do in the case of an overdraft?
Close the transom. Next question.
Suppose we cease this masquerade. You obviously know nothing whatever about banking.
Then I don't get the job?
No.
In that case, put up your hands.
What?
This is a holdup.
You have no gun.
Oh. Well, let's get back to the job.
Look, I'm a busy man. What is this all about?
Well, I've got to recover some checks I wrote on this bank. You see, I haven't got an account here, and my husband says I'll go to jail.
And so you will, unless something is done. Perhaps I could authorize you a loan.
There you go again.
Madam.
When you get a girl alone, that's all you think about, authorized.
Madam.
And it's your age.
Madam. Please.
Never. I'd rather go to jail. Goodbye, you old authorizer, you.
No.
One of the most familiar melodies on the American scene among my souvenirs. Meredith Wilson and his music.
let me get this straight, Mr. Burns. You want to take all the money out of your bank account and open one for your wife.
Yes. Then those checks she wrote were clear. That is, if you'll lend me $100 to go with it.
Well, glad to lend you $100. How about collateral?
Why, Mr. Vanderlip, I've never needed collateral. I've gotten where I am today on my face.
I believe you. Shows considerable wear and tear.
Well, all I need is $100. I'll pay you back right away. Why, a man like me can make $100 in no time.
I'm sorry, Mr. Burns.
Oh, Mr. Vanderlip.
Yes, Mr. Goodwin.
Oh, hello, Bill.
Yes?
Say, Bill, tell Mr. Vanderlip how quick I can make $100.
Oh, no time at all, Mr. Vanderlip. His next birthday ought to do it.
Oh, fine.
Mr. Vanderlip, I'm about to make a withdrawal from my safe deposit box. May I have the usual 3 armed guards?
Of course, Mr. Goodwin.
Gee, Bill, you must have a fortune in that box.
Oh, I have.
Could you lend me a little?
Oh, sure, George. All you want. All right, guards, put the box down right here.
Boy.
I'll open it. There. Now, George, how many pounds do you want?
Pounds? Bill, what have you got in there?
Maxwell House coffee, of course. What do you think I'd keep in a safe deposit box? Junk like diamonds and money?
Well, I made
Maxwell House is rich, delicious, mellow. The result of careful selection and blending of choice Latin American coffees, radiant roasted to perfection. More people buy and enjoy Maxwell House than any other brand of coffee in the world.
But, Bill, what I need is money.
George, what good is money? Can money buy happiness? No. Can money buy contentment? No. Can money buy a new car?
No.
No.
But it can keep Gracie out of jail.
Out of jail?
Yeah, she wrote some bad checks, and unless I deposit some money for her, she'll go to jail. So you can see why I need more than coffee.
Oh, you're not kidding. You need donuts, too.
Huh?
If Gracie goes to jail, you're going to starve.
Bill, I don't need any donuts.
Oh, you're right, George. Yes, Maxwell House is delicious all by itself. Why, it's the very best in coffee-drinking pleasure, yet it costs but a fraction of a penny more per cup than the cheapest coffee you can buy. That's why so many millions of Americans insist on Maxwell House. These days, they know today's coffee buy is Maxwell House, the coffee that's always good to the last drop.
Well, okay, if you don't want to lend me the money.
I'll lend you the money. Here, help yourself. Take all you want.
Gee, thanks, Bill. Now Gracie won't have to go to jail.
Good.
Hey, just to teach her not to sign her name to any more checks, I'll let her think she is going to jail.
Well, George, that's cruel and inhuman.
Well, it's just to scare her. After she's learned her lesson, I'll take her in my arms and give her a big kiss.
But, George, that's cruel and inhuman.
So long, comic.
So long.
So that's it, Gracie. You've broken the law, and now you must pay the penalty. Pretty soon a detective will come and get you.
Oh, I hope it's Humphrey Bogart.
I mean a real policeman. And then you'll have to go down and appear with the district attorney.
Oh, wonderful. I've always wanted to be on that program.
Gracie, you're not taking this seriously. There'll be a trial with the judge and the jury, and you on the witness stand. Do you realize what it means to be cross-examined?
Oh, sure. I cross my legs and the jury examines them.
Gracie, stop joking about this. You know where you'll wind up? Tehachapi.
Gesundheit.
I didn't sneeze. I said Tehachapi.
To what you be?
Tehachapi. That's where women go who make mistakes.
Oh, I thought they went to Reno.
Gracie, Tehachapi is a woman's prison. And take it from me, that's where you're headed.
Are you serious, George? Am I really going to prison?
You bet. When you commit a crime, they send you up the river.
Oh, but it was such a small crime. Couldn't they just send me up the creek?
No.
Well, how long will they keep me there, George?
About 30 years.
30 years? My goodness, when I get out, I'll be in my 40s.
Yeah, easily.
Well, you'll come see me on Visitor's Day, won't you?
Every Thursday.
Oh, well, I'll look forward to those moments. I'll put my hands through the bars and run my fingers through your hair.
Yeah.
Let it grow long and hide a file in it.
Nothing doing. You'll stay there. And I hope it teaches you never to sign your name to another check as long as you live.
Oh, it will, George. 30 years in prison.
Yep. To Hatchapee.
Gesundheit. Oh, that's where I'm going. Well, there are a few last things I want to do before they take me away. Wait here for me, sweetheart.
Okay. Poor kid. I'm really teaching her a lesson.
Well, I'm back, dear. All my errands are done.
Hey, what's in those packages?
Well, you said I was going to prison, and they wear nothing but stripes there. So I went to Magnon's and got a lovely striped suit and striped dresses and striped bags.
Gracie, you didn't.
Well, sure, so I'd look my best. If I must go to prison, I don't want to disgrace you.
Gracie.
I'll be the belle of the cell.
How did you pay for those things?
With a check?
But you promised you'd never sign your name to another check. You said you'd learned your lesson.
I did learn my lesson. This time I signed your name.
Oh, no.
Join us again next week when we'll all be back. George Burns, Gracie Allen, Meredith Wilson and his orchestra, yours truly, Bill Goodwin. The George Burns and Gracie Allen Show is written by Paul Henning and Keith Fowler. Until next Thursday, good night and good luck from the makers of Maxwell House, America's #1 preferred brand of coffee.
Always good to the last draft.
Well, Gracie, now you've really done it. Signing my name was forgery.
Is that bad?
You're just heading in one direction, kid. To Hatchapee.
Gesundheit.
Gesundheit, I knew that. Good night, everybody. I
Another cup of Maxwell House coffee, George?
Sure. Pour me a cup, Gracie.
You know, Maxwell House is always good to the last drop.
That drop's good, too.
Yes, it's Maxwell House Coffee Time, starring George Burns and Gracie Allen. With yours truly, Bill Goodwin, the music of Meredith Wilson and his orchestra, and our happy postman, Mel Blanc. For your Thursday night comedy enjoyment, it's George and Gracie. And for your everyday coffee-drinking enjoyment, it's Maxwell House, the coffee that's always good to the last drop. Last Thursday, George and Gracie celebrated their 15th anniversary in radio, and all week messages of congratulation have poured in. Gracie is now busy pasting them in her scrapbook.
This telegram from Jack Benny was short, but sweet. Just 3 words. Congratulations, Jack.
What was the third word?
Collect.
Good old Jack. So thoughtful.
Oh, this...
A true friend.
Yes. This one is one of my favorites. Best wishes on your anniversary. When I listen to Burns and Allen, I feel very proud of my family name. Signed, Fred Allen.
I like that, too.
Yeah. But this one puzzles me, George. It just says, I don't feel so good. Signed, Bob Burns.
I'm confused, too. I wonder what he means.
Too. Did you know I got a telegram from Ma Perkins?
Ma Perkins?
Mm-hmm.
Now, read it.
So you've been on the air 15 years with George Burns, and I thought I suffered more than anybody in radio. I don't get
Somebody sent that for a gag.
Oh. Well, we received congratulations from just about everybody.
Yeah, everybody but Al Jolson. I thought I'd hear from Al after singing that duet with him last week. When April showers may come your way.
Oh, I forgot to tell you.
They bring the flowers
George
that
Al
bloom
Jolson
May.
sent you a long wire.
Give me a chance. He didn't let me sing last week. He sent me a long wire?
Yes.
Really swell. Read it.
Well, I can't. It's baling wire, and he wants you to twist it around your throat.
Professional jealousy.
Yes. No, I'll answer it, dear.
Good morning, Mrs. Burns. Here's your mail.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Postman.
May I add my congratulations to the many you have received on your 15 years in radio?
Oh, thanks again.
I wish my wife Bertha was on the radio. I'd tune her in every day.
You would?
Yes, just for the pleasure of shutting her off.
She talks a lot, huh?
That woman couldn't keep her mouth shut if she was Nora Prentice.
Mr. Postman, maybe I'd understand your attitude better if I knew more about your wife. What does she look like?
Well, when I look at Bertha, I think of Lana Turner.
Oh, really?
Yes, but it doesn't help. I gag anyhow.
Well, thank goodness George and I are happy together.
If you want to stay that way, don't show him the morning mail. It's full of bills marked 2 months overdue.
Oh, dear, look at them. Gas, water, lights. Oh, dear. If George sees these, he'll throw me out of the house.
That's what a husband should do. The last time my wife neglected the bills, I said, hit the road, Bertha.
What happened?
She hit the road with me. Well, goodbye, Mrs. Burns, and remember, keep smiling.
Well, George will have a tizzy if he sees these overdue bills. Think fast, Gracie.
Well, I see the mail came. Anything important?
No, just some more letters of congratulation. I'll throw them away.
Wait a minute. The top one is from the water company. Did we get congratulations from the water company?
Yes. They want you to take a drink on them.
There's a letter there from the gas company.
They want you to take some of their product, too.
Let me see that letter.
Oh, never mind, dear. I'll read it to you. Mr. George Burns, please please permit the gas company to congratulate you on your 15 years in the radio. We are proud of our gas. Hope you are the same.
Give me that letter. 60 days overdue. Please remit or suit will be filed. Gracie.
Happy anniversary to you.
Oh, wait a minute. Never mind that. What happened to the gas money?
Suddenly my mind is a blank, George.
Suddenly, she says. Gracie, if this bill isn't paid, they'll come over this afternoon and shut off our gas.
Oh, no, they won't.
What makes you so sure?
They shut it off this morning.
Then I won't get any breakfast. Not even coffee.
No.
Okay. Bring me a glass of water.
Yes, dear. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Well, I have to go next door for it.
They shut off the water, too?
Uh-huh.
And you told me these were letters of congratulation. Now I see the light.
Oh, did they turn those back on?
Now the electricity. Holy murder. I gave you the money to pay these utility bills. Where did it go?
All right, I'll tell you. And you'll be ashamed you shouted at me. I gave that money to a girl who supports her family.
Really?
Yes. She supports them by selling hats at Saks Fifth Avenue. George Burns, how dare you call me that?
I didn't call you anything.
Well, you were thinking it.
You're right.
Hi, Burnses.
Oh, hello, Bill.
See, I've been pushing on the door buzzer. It doesn't seem to work.
Nothing works around here. Thanks to Gracie.
Yeah, I know. How long are you going to let her support you?
I'm in no mood for jokes, comedian.
Gracie, what's the matter with the little man this morning?
Oh, he's upset, Bill. It's hard for him to face life.
Must be kind of tough for life to face him, too.
Why don't you get a hen a rinse so people will think you're Red Skelton?
Now, boy, stop that. George has a right to be angry, Bill. I squandered the household money.
Yeah, Bill. Why can't Gracie remember what Benjamin Franklin said? A penny saved is a penny earned.
Well, naturally, Gracie wouldn't remember it like you would, George. You heard Franklin say it.
Okay, funny man, make your jokes. But I'm going to lay down the law right now. Gracie, a house should be run like a business.
Yes, dear.
You've got to have a system for your housekeeping.
Oh, I'm very systematic. I have a place for everything. I keep the rent money in the old coffee pot, and I keep
Then why did the landlord come to me for the rent money yesterday?
Oh, well, that was a misunderstanding. I was busy when he came, so I said, go to the old pot and get the money. And
Never mind. I'm going downtown and pay these bills. But from now on, I want this house run like a business.
Hey, sounds like the little man really wants you to go into business, Gracie. You going to try it?
Yes, Bill. It's a wife's duty to give her husband anything he wants. And from now on, I'll give George the business.
I bet you will at that. In the gloaming, meaning in the twilight, huh, Meredith?
That's right, Bill. And mighty lovely music any time of the day. Talk about your hit tunes. Gosh, folks have been singing this one for close on to 70 years.
Yes, and it's just as popular as ever today, Meredith. You'll hear it by the fireside on a winter's night. Hear it wherever there's dancing and the lights are bright. Sweet is the memory of love's first song. It's a treasured and well-loved part of our musical tradition. A warm and sentimental part of our American scene. Makes me think how down through the years, Maxwell House coffee has come to be such a familiar and well-loved part of the American scene, too. We Americans love coffee, have made it our national drink. And today, more people buy and enjoy Maxwell House than any other brand of coffee at any price. It's Maxwell House wherever you go. Flavor explains this nationwide preference, that good to the last drop Maxwell House flavor that results from the skillful blending of these premium Latin American coffees. Manizales for mellowness. Medellins for richness. Other choice coffees for vigor. And Bucaramangas for full body. The sum of which is great coffee at its flavor peak. So, friends, why not know the very best in coffee goodness, coffee pleasure? You can for just a fraction of a penny more per cup than you'd pay for the cheapest coffee sold. Simply say, Maxwell House. Always good to the last drop.
I'm glad that you dropped in, Meredith. How do you like my office?
Like it fine, Gracie, but why have you got an office?
Well, George said if I ran the house like a business, I'd save him money.
Well, what have you done so far?
Oh, I bought a desk, a typewriter, 2 filing cabinets, and a water cooler. I wonder how much I've saved him already.
Plenty, I'll warrant.
And now, of course, I'll have to hire a secretary. Someone to file the filings and vouch the vouchers and separate the invoices from the outvoices.
Well, perhaps I could qualify for the position, Gracie.
All right. I'll interview you and see if you make good. Let's have a look at your legs.
My legs?
Yeah. Businessmen seem to prefer secretaries with good legs. So I can't imagine why.
Oh, I'll bet I know why. Suppose the boss doesn't go home to dinner but stays late at the office with his secretary.
Well?
Well, if she has good legs, she can run out and get him a sandwich.
Oh, that must be it. Well, now let's see if you have the other qualifications for a secretary. Do you know how to write shorthand?
No, I'm afraid not.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. I don't know how to speak it either. How's your spelling?
Well, I was considered an excellent speller. Back in my hometown of Mason City, Iowa, I was always in demand for spelling bees.
Oh, what's so great about spelling a simple word like bees?
Well, by spelling bees, I meant
you'll have to do better than that if you want to be my secretary, because I'm quite a speller myself. Go on, spell a word. If it's right, I'll hire you.
Very well. Anthropomorphic. Anthropomorphic.
Try another word.
Right. Consanguinity. Consanguinity.
Try cat.
CAT.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I'll go eat some lunch, Gracie, and come right back.
Oh, no, you won't have time for lunch. I've got some important letters to dictate.
You want me to take dictation on an empty stomach?
Oh, certainly not. Take it out a notebook. Now, let's get busy.
Gracie, I'm home. Where are you? Maybe she's in the den. Gracie, what goes on here? Why is Meredith sitting on your lap?
Oh, where do you expect him to sit? He's my secretary.
Secretary?
Well, yes, you told me to run the house like a business, so I'm doing it.
Gracie, I want to talk to you.
Do you have an appointment, sir?
No, I don't have an appointment.
Then come back next week. GA is in conference.
GA?
That's what we employees call the boss.
Well, I want to talk to GA right now.
What is the nature of your business, sir?
Oh, quiet and get off my wife's lap.
George, please, you're interrupting my dictation. Take another letter, Wilson.
Yes, GA.
I want a copy of this sent to every grocery store in California.
Ready?
Dear grocery store, the kitchen division of Gracie Allen Incorporated is interested in the immediate purchase of half a dozen eggs.
I wouldn't take any partners in this business. I'd run this myself.
Now,
make a fortune.
Let me see. Is interested in the immediate purchase of half a dozen eggs. They must be complete with yolks, whites, and shells. Please quote me a price, and within 10 days I will notify the lowest bidder. Yours very truly, etc., etc., etc. Wilson, read that last sentence back to me.
Yours very truly, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, put in another etc. We're a big concern.
Yes, sir. I'll get these out at once.
Well, now, Burns, I can spare you a moment or two. What's on your mind?
Look, Gracie, I admit I asked you to run the house like a business. Okay? I made a mistake.
No, not at all. It's wonderful. Remember how I used to keep my important bills and receipts crammed into coffee pots and sugar bowls in the kitchen?
Yes.
Well, now I have a filing cabinet.
Well, that is better.
Well, sure. I keep the coffee pots and sugar bowls in there.
Gracie.
You're talking to a real businessman now. Oh, that reminds me. I have to look out the window again.
Why do you keep looking out the window?
I'm watching the A&P.
What for?
Well, a businessman has to keep his eye on the market.
Gracie, let's have a nice, quiet little talk. Now, I appreciate you trying to run this...
GA. The man is here to demonstrate that office equipment you ordered.
Oh, good. Send him in.
Office equipment?
How do you do? It is always a pleasure to address the purchaser of a true-tone dictaphone, which I am here to demonstrate. Oh, it is so simple. Let us say we are working late and a brilliant thought occurs to us. We simply grasp the true-tone dictaphone in our left hand.
Gracie, did you really order this thing?
Yes, George. Go ahead, mister.
How do you do? It is always a pleasure to address the purchaser of a true-tone dictaphone, which I am here to demonstrate. Ah, it is so simple.
Wait a minute. You said that once. Just skip that part.
Well, gee, I can't. This is the way they taught me to spiel at the factory, and if I don't say it all the way through, I get mixed up. It don't take long, honest it don't.
Well, you go right ahead, mister. Say it the way you learned it.
How do you do? It is always a pleasure to address the purchaser of a true-tone dictaphone, which I am here to demonstrate. Ah, it is so simple. Let us say we are working late and a brilliant thought occurs to us.
And it will, too.
I beg your pardon?
I say, and it will, too. I'm very brilliant.
Yeah. Grasping the dictum... pressing the true tone... how do you...
Oh, no.
It is always a pleasure to address the purchaser of a true-tone dictaphone, which I am here to demonstrate. Oh, it is so simple.
Well, it doesn't sound so simple to me.
Gracie, let the man finish his sales talk so I can throw him out. Go ahead, Two-Tone.
How do you do it? It is always a pleasure to address the purchaser of a true-tone dictaphone, which I am here to demonstrate.
Well, why throw him out?
Gracie, please.
How do you do? It is always a pleasure to address the purchaser of a true-tone dictaphone.
Well, I think he's nice.
How do you do?
Oh, no.
There's no business like show business. Meredith Wilson and his music.
Well, we got rid of the two-tone salesman. Now, please, Gracie, let's have a nice, quiet little talk.
Just a moment, Burns. Oh, Wilson.
Yes, G.A.?
I'll be in conference. Now, I don't want to speak to anyone unless it's urgent.
What do you consider urgent?
If anyone wants to speak to me.
Okay, G.A.
Now, Burns, let's hear what you have to say. And keep it short. I'm a busy man.
Yes. Now, look, Gracie. When I asked you to run the house like a business, I didn't mean for you to make yourself for a Woolworth. All I want you to do is pay the bills on time and keep track of...
Excuse me, G.A.
Yes, Wilson?
Mr. Goodwin to see you.
Oh, send him in.
But, Gracie,
How do you do? It is always a pleasure to address the purchaser of Maxwell House Coffee, which I am here to demonstrate. Ah, it is so delicious.
Bill, it sounds like you ran into the two-tone salesman.
Yeah, I did. What a schmo that guy is, Gracie. I said, nice day, and he went right into his routine.
He's a schmo, all right.
Well, sure. An intelligent salesman makes conversation before he mentions his product. He leads into it gradually. I'll show you. You say nice day to me, George.
Nice day.
Isn't it? Maxwell House coffee is rich. Paul is right. Delicious and mellow. That famous Maxwell House flavor, you know, is the result of careful selection and blending of premium Latin American coffees, radiant roasted to perfection. It's no wonder more people buy and enjoy Maxwell House than any other brand of coffee in the world.
I thought you'd never get to Maxwell House coffee.
Love that subject. Love it. I think I could switch any conversation in the world to Maxwell House coffee.
Well, not now, Bill. I've got to get Gracie out of business. She thinks she's a Woolworth.
And it's well worth your time to try Maxwell House. It's the very best in coffee drinking pleasure.
Run along, Bill.
You'll never run a long bill at your grocer if you buy Maxwell House. Costs but a fraction of a penny more per cup than the cheapest coffee you can buy.
Bill, goodbye.
Goodbye. It's a wonderful buy. That's why Maxwell House is the choice of so many millions of Americans today. They know today's coffee buy is Maxwell House.
Out, Bill, out. You can finish that in the hallway.
Always good to the last drop.
Goodbye, Bill. Goodbye. Now, Gracie, let's have a nice, quiet little talk. When I said to run the house like a business, I didn't mean for you to...
Excuse me, G.A. On your call to New York, the lines are still tied up.
Oh, keep trying, Wilson.
Very well.
Why are you calling New York?
Well, George, I'm in business to save you money. Your favorite steak is a New York cut.
So?
So I'll call New York and buy it direct. We'll save a fortune.
Gracie.
I'm also calling Philadelphia.
For...
Cream cheese.
Cream cheese, I thought so.
And, of course, I'll call Boston.
Baked beans?
What else?
I need a pair of garters. Why don't you call Paris?
That's a good idea.
Put down the phone. Now, listen, Gracie. When I said to run this house like a business, I didn't mean to put...
Excuse me, G.A.
G.A., he wants you, yes.
The man is here to demonstrate the comptometer you ordered.
Well, show him in, Wilson.
How do you do? It's always a pleasure
Not
to
you
address
again.
Yes, and I'd appreciate it if you'd let me finish this time.
Yeah, you go right ahead, mister. I'd just like to see him interrupt you.
How do you do? It is always a pleasure to address the purchaser of a math model comptometer, which I am here to demonstrate. Oh, it is so simple.
I just dare him to interrupt you.
Gracie.
How do you do? It is always a pleasure to address
Oh, I'm sorry. That was my fault.
Get out!
George, why didn't you let him demonstrate the comptometer? Now I won't know how to comptom.
Gracie, let's have a little talk. When I told you to run this house like a business...
Excuse me, G.A.
G.A.
I've got that advertising agency on the phone.
Oh, button, zipper, and button?
Yes, G.A.
Well, tell him I want to buy full-page ads in every magazine.
Hey, hold on. You're buying full-page ads?
Well, of course I am. I'm in business now, and advertising is the backbone of business.
What are you going to advertise?
Hang up on them, Wilson.
Very well.
Well, don't I make a wonderful executive?
Simply great.
Now, you used to say my head was only good for wearing hats. But now I've developed a head for business, too. You're married to a woman with two heads.
That explains a few things. Now, Gracie, when I told you to run this house like
Excuse me, G.A.
G.A. is back here.
The man is here to demonstrate the inter-office communicator that you ordered.
Oh, send him in, Wilson.
How do you do?
Get out! Get out!
Oh, George.
A fellow like that can drive you crazy.
Yeah, well, how can I save you money if you won't let me run the house like a business?
Gracie, listen to me. When I asked you to run the...
Excuse me, G.A. I just got the report from the grain exchange. The price of wheat is going up 2 cents a carload.
Oh, well, we've got to move fast. Rush down to the store and buy 400 loaves of bread.
400 loaves of bread?
Well, wheat's going up. In 4 or 5 months, we'll make a killing.
In 4 or 5 months, the bread will be moldy.
Moldy?
Moldy, yes.
Wilson, call Mayo Brothers and see what they're paying for penicillin.
Okay, that does it. You're through.
But, George, I've got a going business.
And I know just where it's going. Well, I've still got a nickel to my name.
You mean you want to buy me out?
If necessary, I'll buy out. How much for the business?
Well, shall we say $1,000?
Shall we say 10?
Okay, 10,000.
I meant $10.
Oh, George, don't be silly. Look at this lovely office furniture. And look at this nice comptometer.
I don't want a comptometer. I don't know how to run it.
How do you do? It's always a
Okay. I'll still give you $10.
Sold.
I'm still stuck.
Any further instructions, G.A.?
Oh, no, Wilson. You're no longer in my employ. I just sold the business to George.
You did?
Yes, your new boss is G.B.
You mean I'm his secretary now?
That's right.
Well, if I must, I must.
Get off my lap, you chowderhead.
prizes are opening up today and every day for young women who enter the nursing profession. There never have been enough nurses to go around, and with the vast expansion of America's medical facilities now underway, the opportunities open to nurses will be unlimited. So if you're a young woman between the ages of 18 and 35, a high school graduate, or a college student in good standing, think about entering a school of nursing now. Get full information by inquiring at the nearest hospital. Now, here's George and Gracie.
George, please don't be angry with me. I was only trying to help you.
I'm not sorry, Gracie. I love you no matter what you do.
Oh, George.
With all your faults, I'd rather be married to you than Lana Turner.
Really?
Why, sure. What do I care about a little dizziness?
Oh, is Lana Turner dizzy?
Good night.
Join us again next week when we'll all be back. George Burns, Gracie Allen, Meredith Wilson and his orchestra, yours truly, Bill Goodwin. The George Burns and Gracie Allen Show is written by Paul Henning and Keith Fowler. Till next Thursday, good night and good luck from the makers of Maxwell House Coffee. Now, stay tuned in for Noah Webster Says, which follows immediately over most of these stations.
Another cup of Maxwell House coffee, George?
Sure. Pour me a cup, Gracie.
You know, Maxwell House is always good to the last drop.
And that drop's good, too.
Yes, it's Maxwell House Coffee Time, starring George Burns and Gracie Allen. With yours truly, Bill Goodwin, the music of Meredith Wilson and his orchestra, our happy postman, Mel Blanc, and Lorene Tuttle, Elliot Lewis, and Lou Merrill. For your Thursday night comedy enjoyment, it's George and Gracie. And for your everyday coffee drinking enjoyment, it's Maxwell House. The coffee that gives you so much more for so little more that it's bought and enjoyed by more people than any other brand of coffee in the world. Yes, Maxwell House. The coffee that's always good to the last drop. It's evening in the Burns home. George is in the den working while Gracie is huddled in front of the living room radio, listening to her favorite crime program.
You killed a plumber.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. Take that.
No.
Open up. It's the police. Come and get me, coppers. 4 of you, huh? Take that. Oh.
You're a mad dog. You killed the plumber.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. Take that.
Oh, I'm stabbed. The laugh is on you. That wine you drank was poison.
Oh!
Well, I guess it can't be exciting every week.
Gracie, would you turn the radio off for a minute? I want you to hear a joke I just wrote for our program. I say to you, good news, Gracie. I won today at Santa Anita. And...
Oh, that's very cute, George. One of the funniest jokes you ever wrote. Now, let me turn the radio back on.
Wait a minute. That's not the whole joke.
Well, it's all I have time for. I'm listening to my favorite mystery program, The Tall Man.
The tall man?
Yeah, it's all about a private detective named Rudy and his wife, Trudy.
Rudy and Trudy.
Oh, such a lovable couple. Every week they go out for a walk and fall over a dead body.
Sound lovable.
Well, I'll turn it back on so you can hear it. Now, Rudy and Trudy are about to solve the case of the punctured plumber. I'm dying to find out who punctured him.
Well, I'm ready to name the murderer, Trudy.
That's Rudy.
Are you really, Rudy?
Yeah, that's Trudy.
Thanks. I'd never figured that out.
It was very simple, Trudy. As you remember, when we fell over the plumber's body, his crooked partner, Joseph Jones, was standing beside him with a smoking revolver in his hand.
Yeah, he's the one. He did it.
Is he the murderer, Rudy?
No, he's innocent.
Shucks.
We then noticed, Trudy, that his jealous ex-wife, Sarah Smith, was kneeling on his chest with a dagger between her teeth.
She's the one. She did
it.
Yeah.
Is she the murderer, Rudy?
No, she's innocent.
Oh, pooh.
We also discovered, Trudy, that his insane nephew, Ben Brown, was lurking at his feet with a shotgun and several hand grenades.
Oh, he's the one. He did.
Must be him.
Yes.
Is he the murderer, Rudy?
No, he's innocent.
Oh, darn it.
And who did puncture the plumber, Rudy?
The murderer was Ebenezer McGonagall.
Oh, darling. You're so clever.
Thank you, sweetheart. Well, we'd better get home and get some rest.
Yes. Let's.
Turn it off. It's driving.
Well, they fooled me again. I'd never have guessed that Ebenezer McGonagall was the murderer.
Who is Ebenezer McGonagall?
Well, I don't know. That's the first time his name was mentioned.
I thought it was Sam Crovney. Myself.
Oh, I wouldn't miss the tall man for anything.
Yes, it's a great show. Now, about the joke I wrote.
Oh, dear,
I said
I'm
good news.
tired of jokes, George. Why don't we have adventures like the tall man and his wife and do them on the air?
Forget it.
Well, you could be the short man.
Gracie.
Or the bow-legged man.
Gracie.
Or the middle-aged spread man.
We're not going to be detectives.
Oh, but they lead such exciting lives. They just walk down the street and stumble over corpses. Come on, George. Let's walk down the street.
Gracie, those things only happen on radio mystery programs.
I don't believe it. Oh, please. Let's go for a walk.
All right, I'll go for a walk.
Good.
But I don't expect to wind up in a mystery. I'm only going because I need some fresh air. Now listen to my joke. I say to you, good news, Gracie. I won today at Santa Anita. And you say, really? What jockey was riding you?
You do need some fresh air, dear.
Yes, we'll take a long walk.
Oh, I'm so excited, George. I just know we'll run into something sinister any minute now.
Yes.
Gang of gangsters, or a band of bandits, or a hood of hoodlums.
Sure.
George!
Huh? What is it?
Look at that man coming towards us. Look at the way he slinks along. Oh, I know he's a desperate criminal.
Gracie, are you...
He's coming right up to us. We'll capture him red-handed.
Excuse me, I'm the new minister. Could you direct me to the parsonage?
2 blocks down. Come along, Sherlock. Well, you solved the case of the sinister minister.
Oh, all right. I was mistaken about him, but I still say we'll have a terrific adventure.
Oh, sure. Something is bound to happen.
I think I smell an opium den.
You smell tobacco. We just passed the cigar store.
Oh, is that where you buy your cigars?
That's right.
Then I don't smell tobacco.
Gracie, would you just forget this idea? Let's not...
George!
Now what?
Oh, I knew it. Look, there's a dead man lying on the sidewalk. He's been shot.
By golly, it is a man. Let's see what's wrong with him.
Sweetheart, alive.
Some dead man. And you thought he was shot.
Well, he's half shot.
Come along, Philo Vance.
Well, I'm not discouraged, George. I'm positive we'll discover a crime.
Yes.
We'll capture a bank robber or a murderer or a... Did you hear that woman scream?
Yes. It came from that parked car.
Oh, quick, open the door.
Yes? What do you want?
It's Bill Goodwin.
Oh, hello, Burnses. Meet my girl, Frances.
Bill, was that your girl who gave that terrible agonized scream?
Oh, yeah. I told her she couldn't see me again till tomorrow. They all scream when I tell them that.
Oh, brother.
Hey, what are you two doing out roaming the streets this time of night?
Well, I've been looking for a corpse.
Looks like you found one.
Let's go, Gracie. So long, funny man.
So long, boogeyman.
You know, I can't understand why we haven't found any crime. By now, the Tall Man program would have had 2 murders and 3 commercials.
Let's go home,
No,
huh?
no, not yet. Gee, it's dark along here.
Yeah, it is kind of dark.
Perfect spot for a murder.
Yeah, nice little spot.
Look at that figure coming toward us through the shadows. It looks like an ape. Oh, I'm scared.
Well,
Oh, George, he's coming closer. Oh, I can hear his footsteps.
Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. Burns.
You, Mr. Postman. We thought we saw an ape.
No, my wife's not with me. I went to the movie alone tonight.
Would you like to go walking with us, Mr. Postman? We're out looking for crime and adventure.
Oh, no, thanks. I had my fill of it in the movie. Humphrey Bogart shot people like crazy. Bang, bang. Crunch. Bang, bang, bang. Crunch.
Crunch?
The fella next to me was eating popcorn.
I wish I could chase criminals like Humphrey Bogart does. They try to run away from him, but he always shoots them in the end.
Yeah. He's wonderful. Well, I'd better be limping home. I drove my old wreck of a car to the movie, but when I wanted to drive it home, it was missing.
Well, that's a tough break, Mr. Postman.
Yes, now I'll be late getting home, and Bertha will scold.
Yeah, she'll be angry.
You speak up to her.
I always speak up to her. She stands 6'3". Well, good night, Mr. and Mrs. Burns. And remember, keep smiling.
Gracie, what do you say we go home?
Not until I find a crime to solve. Oh, there must be I've got it. The postman said his old wreck of a car was missing. I'll catch the crook who stole it. Oh, Mr. Postman.
Yes, Mrs. Burns.
Could you give me a description of that old wreck of yours?
Yes, as I told you, she stands 6'3".
No, not your wife. Your car, the one that's missing.
Oh, it's a blue 1928 Essex with white wall fenders.
Don't you mean white wall tires?
No, our garage has white walls, and when my wife drives...
Say no more, I know what you mean.
Well, goodbye again. See you tomorrow.
Oh, George. George, there's our crime. We'll solve the case of the missing 1928 Essex. Too bad it wasn't a new Studebaker.
Why?
Well, if it was No. Now, let people point at us. Let them say we're freaks. We haven't done a Studebaker joke, and we're not going to do it now.
There you go.
The Red River Valley. Riding the range in Texas, a lonesome cowboy once sang the cowboy blues, and a great American folk song was born.
Which is how great folk music happens, Bill. From those windswept Texas prairies where the Red River runs, it traveled the country over. A cowboy's lament that was sung from the hills of New England to these Pacific shores.
Yes, Meredith, and the song has lived on to become part of our folklore and traditions, a familiar and welcome part of our American scene. And in much the same way, over the years, Maxwell House Coffee has become a welcome part of the American scene. Coffee here in America is nothing less than a national drink. And more people buy and enjoy Maxwell House than any other brand of coffee at any price. It's Maxwell House wherever you go. Explaining this nationwide popularity, of course, is flavor. That good to the last drop Maxwell House flavor that results from the masterful blending of these carefully selected Latin American coffees. Manizales for mellowness. Medellins for richness. other choice coffees for vigor, and Bucaramangas for full body. Adding up to great coffee at the very peak of perfection. Why not enjoy the best in coffee drinking pleasure? You can for just a fraction of a penny more per cup than you'd pay for the cheapest coffee sold. Just say, Maxwell House. Always good to the last drop. Well, last night, the postman told Gracie his 1928 Essex was missing. And Gracie, inspired by her favorite crime program, The Tall Man, was up at dawn this morning to solve the crime.
Well, I'm back, George. I've been to the scene of the crime, and I found out who stole the postman's car.
Who?
The James gang.
The James gang?
Yeah.
They've been gone for 75 years.
Oh, well, maybe they're laying low till the heat's off.
Forget it. The postman's car was not stolen by Jesse and Frank James.
Who's talking about Jesse and Frank James? I'm talking about the new James gang, Harry and Betty.
Harry James and Betty Grable?
Mm-hmm. If that surprises you, wait till I tell you who's in their gang. Clark Abel, Norma Shearer, Wallace Beery, and Shirley Temple.
They stole the postman's 1928 Essex.
I've got them dead to rights. They left footprints at the scene of the crime.
Footprints?
Yeah. In their haste, they stepped in some wet cement.
Where was the postman's car parked?
Outside the movie theater.
Then you found those footprints in the cement in front of Grauman's Chinese?
Yeah,
Those people are movie stars. They put their
Well, sure, they're movie stars. That's all part of their car-stealing racket.
Huh?
First, they make a movie, then that lures people into the theater.
Yeah.
And while the people are in the theater, boom, they steal their cars.
Gracie.
What a sweet little racket. When I give this story to the police, somebody's going to get put away.
I think the audience guessed it. That's you they're going to put away.
Me?
Yes. Gracie, those footprints have been in front of Grauman's Chinese for years. Now give up and let the police handle this.
Would the tall man and his wife give up? No. They'd go down to the underworld and start looking for bench robins.
Bench robins?
Chair sparrows?
Do you mean stool pigeons?
Yeah. Well, come on, let's go.
I'm not going to the underworld.
Oh, that's what the tall man and his wife would do. Either that or some weird and unbelievable character would walk in their door.
That won't happen either.
Good morning, all.
I take it back. Hello, Meredith.
Meredith, would you like to help me solve a crime?
Indeed I would, Gracie. I've always had a flair for detective work. As a mere lad back in Mason City, Iowa, I solved a most astounding and baffling mystery.
Oh, what was it?
Squash came up in our turnip patch.
And you found out why?
Yes, by dint of shrewd questioning, I learned that squash had been planted there.
They should have made you chief of police.
Well, all right, Meredith. You are now my assistant. Together, we'll find out who stole the postman's 1928 Essex.
Look, Gracie, I got to go to the office. Now, play detective if you must. But promise me you'll stay away from the underworld.
Yeah, I promise, dear.
Good. See you later.
Well, Meredith, as soon as he's out of sight, we'll start for the underworld.
But you gave George a promise.
Yeah, I know, but I'm going to break it because I love him.
Because you love him?
Well, yeah, if I ever kept a promise, he'd drop dead. Let's go, Meredith. Well, Meredith, we're in the toughest saloon in the underworld. Are you ready to start detecting?
Ready, Chief.
Now, our job is to locate a stolen 1928 Essex. So we'll pretend to be a pair of crooks from out of town. Hey, you, bartender, give us a couple of lowballs.
Yeah. You mean highballs.
I mean lowballs. We only got time for a short drink. Get a move on and stop flapping your trap.
You're pretty tough, ain't you, baby?
Yeah.
You bet I'm tough. Ever hear of Alcatraz?
Sure.
I'm a sister, Gracie Allen.
Yeah. And I'm her ma.
I never seen you before.
I've been in stir. The cops caught me and put me in Sing Sing.
Sing Sing is a prison for men.
Yeah, were they embarrassed?
Yeah, I'll bet they were.
Yeah.
Me and my mal's out here to pull off a big job, and we need a getaway car.
A getaway car,
Yeah.
huh? What kind you want?
A 1928 Essex.
Who do you want to get away from? Step and fetch it?
Yeah.
Come on. Know anybody who's stolen a 1928 Essex?
Sure.
Where is he?
In Glendale.
He lives there?
No, he stole the Essex last year, started for New York, and that's as far as he's got.
Oh, a wise guy, huh?
Go on, beat it. You're a couple of phonies.
Yeah.
Nobody talks like that to Gracie Allen. Take him for a ride, Meredith.
Come along, sir. Griffith Park is lovely this time of year.
Oh, get out of here.
Well, George, we didn't find the postman's car. If you stole a 1928 Essex, where would you go?
To a psychiatrist.
Oh, why don't you help me detect George?
No. Leave crime to the mystery programs. Come in.
Hi, Burnses.
Hello, Bill.
What's new?
Well, Gracie wants to be a detective like the tall man.
Yeah, Bill. But, of course, I can't call George the tall man. I'll change tall to broad.
What did you change man to?
Look, comedian, why don't you revive vaudeville?
Impossible, George. When you kill something, it's dead.
Now, Bill, don't tease George. I'm serious about this detective work. The postman's car was stolen, and I'm on the trail of the crook.
Really, Gracie?
Yeah.
You know, I used to do a little amateur detecting. Maybe I can help you.
Wonderful.
Now, first, you've got to be able to identify the criminal type.
Uh-huh.
Now, the man who stole the postman's car will have a low, receding forehead.
Yes.
Shifty, close-set eyes.
Yeah.
A weak chin. Large, protruding ears.
Yeah. George Burns, did you take that car?
Gracie.
Come on, confess.
Now, look.
Give him the third degree, Gracie. Beat him with your hose.
What? And ruin my good nylon?
Okay, kiddies, break this up.
Hey, what kind of a car was it, Gracie?
A blue 1928 Essex.
What? A blue 1928 Essex?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I saw that car just this morning.
Oh, where, Bill?
Sitting on a used car lot.
Well, come on, let's grab it. Which lot? Madman Munce?
No, besides, haven't you heard Muntz isn't mad anymore?
Why not?
I told him about Maxwell House coffee. He's happy now.
Happy boy.
Happy man. Can you blame him? Maxwell House is rich, delicious, and mellow. That famous Maxwell House flavor, you know, is the result of careful selection and blending of premium Latin American coffees, radiant roasted to perfection. It's no wonder more people buy and enjoy Maxwell House than any other brand of coffee in the world.
Bill, where did you see the car? Was it the smiling Irishman's lot?
No.
The scowling Scotchman?
No.
How about the chuckling Chinaman?
Now, wait, let me think. I was on my way to get breakfast when I saw the Essex.
Was it okay?
Delicious. Had Maxwell House coffee. Gosh, Gracie, Maxwell House is the very best in coffee drinking pleasure, yet it costs but a fraction of a penny more per cup than the cheapest coffee you can buy. That's why Maxwell House is the choice of so many millions of Americans today. They know today's coffee buy is Maxwell House, the coffee that's always good to the last drop.
Oh, Bill, please try to remember the used car lot where you saw the Essex. If George and I solve this case, it means a new career. It means George can give up telling jokes and singing.
That did it. It was the frowning Frenchman.
Oh, thanks, Bill. I'll go right over.
Wait a minute. I better go along to keep you out of trouble. Well, this is the place, Gracie. The Frowning Frenchman's used car lot.
Yep. And there's the postman's Essex.
Ah, good day, good people. Interested in buying a car, I presume.
Oh, yes, yes. I want a car that would be suitable for my husband here.
How about a sports model?
Look at him.
My mistake.
We'll take that 1928 Essex.
Just the car for him. And it's a steal.
Yeah, we know that.
Only $2,000.
$2,000?
Well, of course, that's without the extras.
Oh, what are the extras?
The wheels, the body, and the motor.
I suppose they would come in handy. May we drive the car around the block to see how we like it?
Oh, yes. Here's the key. I'll go into my office and figure up the total cost.
Yeah, quick, George. While he's in the office, we'll grab the car.
Okay.
Start the motor.
Darn it, nothing happens.
Oh, we've got to escape before he comes back. Get out and push.
Push? But it's 14 blocks to our house.
Well, it's the only way, George. So roll up your sleeves. I'll help you.
You'll help me push.
No, I'll help you roll up your sleeves.
Okay. You steer. Gee, I'm ready to fold up. How far have we gone now?
6 blocks.
It's funny. We're going downhill, and the car is harder to push than when we started.
Well, I didn't want to leave you behind, so I put the brakes on.
Gracie.
Keep pushing, dear.
Oh, no fooling. I can't take much more of this. How soon do we get to our house?
Oh, we've already passed it.
Passed it?
Well, yes, as long as we were out, I thought I'd go by the market and shop for dinner.
Gracie.
Keep pushing, dear.
Well, home at last. I wouldn't do that again for $1 million.
Oh, I'm proud of you, George. By pushing that car, you foiled a dangerous criminal. You're a real gangbuster.
I don't think a gang is all I busted.
Well, it's all over. We've solved the case of the postman's missing Essex. I telephoned him as soon as we got here and told him to come right over.
Will he be surprised when he sees the car in our garage?
He certainly will.
Yeah.
Come in.
Hello, Mrs. Burns.
My goodness, I just called you 5 minutes ago. How did you get here so fast?
I drove over in my car.
You've got a new car?
No, the same old Essex. See, there it is in front of the house.
But last night you told us it was missing.
It was, but a mechanic cleaned the spark plugs, and now it runs fine.
You mean to say that your car wasn't stolen?
Oh, no.
Then the Essex in our garage really belonged to the used car man. I'll probably wind up in jail.
Oh, no, you won't. Wrong, wasn't I?
All right, don't nobody move. Which one of you drove the Essex up in front of this house?
I did, officer.
Come along to jail, you car thief.
But, officer, you don't know...
I said come along.
Goodbye, Mr. Postman. Remember keep smiling.
Join us again next week when we'll all be back. George Burns, Gracie Allen, Meredith Wilson and his orchestra, yours truly, Bill Goodwin. The George Burns and Gracie Allen Show is written by Paul Henning and Keith Fowler. Till next Thursday, good night and good luck from the makers of Maxwell House, America's #1 preferred brand of coffee, always good to the last drop. Now stay tuned in for Noah Webster Says, which follows immediately over most of these stations.
Another cup of Maxwell House coffee, George?
Sure. Pour me a cup, Gracie.
You know, Maxwell House is always good to the last drop.
And that drop's good, too.
Yes, it's Maxwell House Coffee Time, starring George Burns and Gracie Allen. With yours truly, Bill Goodwin, The music of Meredith Wilson and his orchestra. Our happy postman, Mel Blanc, and Lorene Tuttle, Elliot Lewis, and Wally Mayer. For your Thursday night comedy enjoyment, it's George and Gracie. And for your everyday coffee drinking enjoyment, it's Maxwell House. The coffee that's always good to the last drop. It's late afternoon at the Burnses, and a very hungry George is just arriving home for dinner. He hurries up the walk, reaches for the doorknob, when suddenly from inside the house...
Holy smoke! Gracie is being murdered. Gracie, what happened?
Nothing, dear. I'm listening to my favorite radio mystery, The Tall Man.
We got you this time, tall man.
You like that? Shut that off.
Well, what's the matter?
Gracie, stop with these radio mysteries. I'd like some dinner. I'm hungry.
But I want to listen to The Tall Man.
Nuts to the tall man. How about the hungry man?
Oh, I haven't heard that program. When is it on?
I'm the hungry man.
Oh.
I'm starved.
Oh.
I'm famished. I could eat a horse.
Oh, well, then you should have called me from the office. I was planning on lamb chops.
Yes. Look,
quiet, dear. I want to finish listening to The Tall Man. You remember it's about that marvelous detective named Rudy and his darling wife, Trudy?
Yes, your darling girl.
Oh, she's just charming. They're so in love. Right in the middle of a murder, they lean over the victim and hold hands.
Yeah, they're romantic.
Oh, yes. It's so exciting tonight. I'll turn it on again. Rudy and Trudy have been captured by the master criminal. He's been chained in a dungeon, and he's torturing them.
Well, that I'd like to hear.
Shh. Are you afraid, Trudy?
That's Rudy.
Yes, I guess that is.
Not when I'm with you, Rudy.
That's Trudy.
I know.
I can't bear to look, Rudy. What torture is he using on you?
He's burning the soles of my feet with red-hot iron.
Does it hurt, darling?
I find it rather annoying.
Oh, Rudy's so brave.
I'll call him Spunky after this.
What is he doing now, Rudy?
He's pouring molten lead in my ear.
Does it hurt?
Beg pardon?
Is it frightfully painful?
I'm beginning to get bored. Care for a kiss, sweetheart?
Naturally.
Oh, Rudy's so romantic.
He's a romantic chap, yes.
I think I shall break these chains and capture this ruffian.
Do that, Rudy.
I shall, Trudy.
Oh, Rudy's so strong.
He's a brute, yes.
Stand back, tall man. I got you covered with my Tommy gun.
I'm not impressed. Take that.
Ooh!
How splendid, Rudy. Now, how shall we escape from this dungeon?
Simple, Trudy. I shall take the springs from that bed and build a radio broadcasting station.
Oh, no.
Then we'll radio for assistance.
Oh, Rudy's so brilliant.
Smart as a whip, yes.
You're a most amazing man. Precious.
Thank you. Would you care for a kiss, sweetheart?
Naturally.
Shut that thing off. Shut it off. Shut it off.
Oh, aren't they wonderful, George?
Yeah, they're wonderful, wonderful. Now, how about some food? I'm starved.
Oh, food. The tall man and his wife would never bother with food. They're too busy discovering murders and grilling suspects.
All right. Grill me a suspect. I'll eat that.
Oh, George, why can't you be more like Rudy, the tall man? Does he yap at his wife about cooking and things like that? No. He's romantic. When he comes home, he kisses her hand.
All right. Stick your hand up to my mouth.
With your appetite, I wouldn't dare. Well, all right, dear, all right. I'll show you how quickly I can get domestic. Now, how would you like some nice lamb chops, mashed potatoes and gravy, fresh asparagus, green salad, and apple pie?
Great.
All right, I'll call the Brown Derby, make a reservation.
You really got domestic there. Oh, brother, I can eat a horse. I'm really hungry.
Hello? Is that you, Dave?
Yeah. What's on your mind?
Oh, Donna, someone else is on the line.
Hey, listen, Dave. Got a little job to do. Got to get rid of a rat.
Oh, it's a couple of killers.
Well, hang up.
Okay. When do we do the job?
How about tonight? We'll collect overtime.
Yeah.
They're going to kill a man tonight.
Oh, stop.
Where is the rat?
360 North Camden Drive. Meet me there in 2 hours.
What if there's no one home?
Oh, yeah. I'll call and check on that.
Okay. What's it gonna be? Poison?
Nah, that's too slow.
I got you, Pete. I'll see you there.
So long.
I heard it. I heard the whole plot to murder a man. Oh, we've got to warn him, George. Where's 360 North Camden Drive?
That's our house.
Hey, good. Let's go. Yo, George!
What's the matter?
The killers are after you.
Gracie, you've been listening to too many of these crime programs. You're imagining this.
They're here already. It's the killers.
Oh, it's Bill Goodwin. I saw him through the window. Come in.
Hi, Burnses. What's new?
Oh, Bill, they're going to shoot George.
Why, did he break a leg?
I wish it had been the killers.
Oh, Bill, this is serious. Someone's out to get George. And I know how those killers work. They'll shoot him and stab him and strangle him. And then they'll put him in cement and drop him in the ocean. And George can't swim.
Yes, and it's bad for my rheumatism. Gracie, relax. Nobody is after me. I'm an entertainer. Every week I sing and tell jokes to 20 million people. Who'd want to kill me?
20 million people.
Bill, please remember who pays your salary. You're not working for Hope now.
No, that's right. Now I'm working for charity.
Why,
Boys,
you have...
Listen. How can you fight among yourselves when George's life is in danger? Bill, why don't you be George's bodyguard?
Thanks, but I don't need a guard.
No, but you could sure use a body.
I don't believe any of this killer stuff.
Hello?
Hello? Is George Blaines there?
Yes. George, it's one of the killers.
Oh, stop kidding. Give me the phone. Hello?
Blaines?
That's me.
Just wanted to make sure that you were home. See you at 9 o'clock.
You were right. The killers are coming for me.
George, I think I'm going to faint. Oh, darn it, he beat me to it.
Stardust. Seems like only yesterday when I first heard that tune, yet it must be 20 years.
That's right, Bill. Hoagie Carmichael wrote Stardust way back in 1929. 1929. Short skirts and bobbed hair were still in fashion then, and the country was dancing something called the Lindy Hop.
Ah, sure. I remember, Meredith. Lots of memories are wrapped up in a tune like Stardust. Your first real dance when Dad let you borrow the family jalopy. The way you felt about your best girl when you saw her in the music and moonlight. Warm, happy memories out of yesterday. Moments that belong so truly and inescapably to the American scene. Reminds me how, down through the years, Maxwell House coffee has become so real a part of the American scene. We Americans love coffee. It's our national drink. And today, more people buy and enjoy Maxwell House than any other brand of coffee at any price. It's Maxwell House wherever you go. How explain this amazing preference? Listen. Flavor's the answer, of course. That good-to-the-last drop Maxwell House flavor that results from the skillful blending of these Highland-grown Latin American coffees. Manizales for mellowness. Medellins for richness.
other choice coffees for vigor, and Bucaramangas for full bodies. All meaning great coffee at the peak of flavorful perfection. Friends, why not make yours coffee at its best? You can for just a fraction of a penny more per cup than you'd pay for the cheapest coffee sold. Just say, Maxwell House. Always good to the last drop.
George, what'll we do? The killers are coming for you.
Yeah. Any minute now, somebody will take a pot shot at me.
Yeah, get your stomach away from that window.
Gee, who can I turn to for help?
Oh, I've got it. I know just the one who can save you, the tall man.
It's a radio program.
But I read in a magazine that Rudy and Trudy are really man and wife, and I know where they live. Come on.
Gracie, listen. Radio stars are not the same in person as they are on the air. On their programs, Sinatra's skinny, Jack Benny is stingy, and Eddie Cantor is an old man. But have you seen them in person?
Yeah, and that clinches my argument. Come on.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, well, here's the tall man's house. I'll ring the bell. Oh, Rudy can save you from those killers. He's so strong and brave and clever.
Well, what is it?
Are you, Trudy?
That's right. What do you want?
Well, we want to speak to your husband, the tall man.
Hey, Rudy, you've got visitors.
Oh, not now, Trudy. I'm in agony. This hangnail is killing me.
A hangnail bothers the tall man?
Oh, there must be some mistake. I know he's brave.
Oh, look at this piece of skin dangling down. My own skin. It's almost 1/8 of an inch long.
I told you I'd cut it off.
No, don't touch me with those awful scissors. I'd faint.
Hey, he's brave. Look, let's go, Gracie. I think we're...
What can I do for you? Please make it brief because I'm suffering dreadfully.
Oh, yes. A hangnail can be painful. I suppose you hurt your finger when you knocked out a bunch of gangsters.
Huh. Tell them how you did it, stupid.
I was trying to open a jar of peanut butter.
Spilled it all over the floor, too.
Well, it was too heavy for me.
Stop making excuses. You're clumsy, that's all.
But I thought he was so smart about doing things with his hands, like making a radio set out of the bed spring.
Him? Old Butterfingers?
Sure, he dropped the peanut butter.
I'll never forget the time I asked him to put a new bulb in the lamp. He broke it all to pieces.
That was your fault. You should have told me which end of the bulb to screw in.
Let's get somebody else to help me. I don't
No,
think I got a
George,
chance.
no.
I think I'm ruined if I get this kid.
Rudy, my husband is in danger, and we thought that you might be his bodyguard.
What'd I do?
What's the matter?
Look, crawling on the floor, a bug.
Want me to kill it, strong heart?
No, just shoo it out. You know I can't stand the sight of blood. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Well, I did want you to guard my husband, but somehow in person you don't seem to be like you are on the radio.
I should hope not. That tall man is such a brutal character.
Yeah, she's a bad man.
I'd be much happier if they let me play Henry Aldrich.
He'd be even happier if they let him play Ma Perkins.
Now, you stop teasing me, Trudy. It's time to put another cold compress on my finger.
Okay, stick it out. There.
Yeah, it's cold. It's cold.
I'm freezing.
Yes, it's cold. It's cold.
Will you stop yelling or will I slug you?
All right. I'll be brave. Would you care for a little kiss, sweetheart?
Oh, shut up.
Come on, Gracie, let's get out.
Well, the tall man couldn't help us, Meredith, so now it's up to you and me to save George's life.
Is that why we came down here to the underworld, Gracie?
Yes, this is the same tough saloon we were in last week. We'll ask questions and find out who's after George.
I get it. We'll pretend to be crooks again.
Right. Hey, you, bartender. Let's have some sorbets.
Yeah.
Okay, what'll it be?
I'll have a beer.
What kind?
Root.
Yeah.
Hey, ain't I seen your face someplace else?
No, it's always been right here in the front of me head.
Hey, I remember you now. You was here last week. Said your name was Gracie Catraz.
That's me, sister to Alcatraz. Want some information?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the dope?
He's my friend, Meredith Wilson.
Yeah.
What do you want to know?
Well, there's a couple of killers trying to knock off a pal of mine named Pretty Boy Burns. I want protection for him.
Never heard of him.
Here's his picture.
Pretty boy, huh?
Yeah.
Sure outgrew it, didn't he?
Yeah.
I want to know who's trying to kill him and why.
I don't know nothing about it.
Oh, won't talk, huh? Suppose I have Meredith work you over.
He ain't man enough to hurt a flea.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I don't know nothing. If you want protection for Burns, why don't you get him a couple of flat feet?
It's no good. He's already got a couple.
That doesn't. Will you get out of here, sister?
Yeah.
Come on, Meredith.
Meredith Wilson and his orchestra in
Hippity-doo-dah.
George, while I put these false whiskers on you.
Gracie, do you think this plan will work?
Certainly. You've got to escape from the killers, and a disguise is the only way. Nobody will know you're disguised as an old man.
What are you doing now?
Well, I'm drawing wrinkles on your face with my eyebrow pencil. There. Now, put on these spectacles and take this cane.
Well, how do I look?
Your own wife wouldn't know you.
I'm not so sure.
What did you say, Edgar?
Edgar?
See, your own wife.
Yeah, you didn't recognize me.
Now, don't be afraid to open the door, dear. No one will recognize you.
Good evening, Mr. Burns. Here's a special delivery letter for you.
Mr. Postman, don't you notice something different about George?
Yes. I've never seen him looking better.
Better?
He looks so much younger than usual.
Goodbye, Mr. Postman.
Goodbye, and remember, keep smiling.
Come on, get this disguise off me. I've got to think of a plan. The killers will be here any minute.
Yeah, I've got it. I'll put a dress on you and disguise you as a woman.
They'll see right through that.
Not if you wear a slip under it.
Well, nuts to that. I'm through with disguises. Let the killers come. I'll fight them man to man. I'm not afraid.
Oh, darling. There they are. Shall I open the door, George? George, come out from under the divan. Half of you is still sticking out, and it makes it a very tempting target.
Hey, what goes on here? Why don't you open the door when a fella... What's George doing under the couch? Developing pictures?
Now, he thought you were the killers, Bill. They're due any minute.
Yeah, Bill. I've only got a few more minutes to live. My whole life is flashing before me. My childhood. The day I became 21. The day I went to war.
Tell me, George, was it tough at Gettysburg?
That's right. Joke while the killers come closer and closer.
Now, wait a minute. You mean the stuff about the killers is really on the level?
Well, certainly it is.
Well, why didn't you two say so? I'll save you, George. I'll set a trap for those guys.
Wonderful.
Now, Gracie, get me a long piece of string, a shotgun, and a kettle full of boiling water. I'll fix those killers.
Oh, right away, Bill.
How does the trap work, Bill?
Well, as the killers turn the doorknob,
Yeah.
it pulls the string, which sets off the shotgun.
It shoots the killers?
No.
No, huh? Something else happens?
Yeah. Now, here's what happens. It shoots a hole in the kettle and lets the boiling water run out.
And it runs on the killers?
No.
Not yet.
It runs into a percolator, makes a pot of Maxwell House coffee.
What happens to the killers?
They smell the coffee and make a beeline to the kitchen to get some.
They forget all about me.
Sure, they forget. You
sit
blame
there.
them?
No.
Maxwell House is rich, delicious, and mellow. That famous Maxwell House flavor, you know, is the result of careful selection and blending of premium Latin American coffees, radiant roasted to perfection. It's no wonder more people buy and enjoy Maxwell House than any other brand of coffee in the world.
Bill, are you just going to let the killers sit there and drink the coffee?
Oh, no, George.
Oh, you
of
got
course
something.
not. Yeah.
I thought so.
You see, this is National Donut Week. We'll give them some donuts, too.
Yeah, that's good.
What a combination.
And a good trap.
Donuts and Maxwell House coffee.
And a new partner for Gracie, because I'll be dead.
Maxwell House is the very best in coffee drinking pleasure, yet it costs but a fraction of a penny more per cup than the cheapest coffee you can buy. That's why Maxwell House is the choice of so many millions of Americans today. They know today's coffee buy is Maxwell House, the coffee that's always good to the last drop.
Bill, I don't think much of your plan.
But, George, except for one little flaw, it's a wonderful plan.
Yeah, but when the killers get through with the donuts and coffee, they'll murder me.
That's the one little flaw.
Outside of that, you got
Bill,
something.
and the kettle.
Oh.
George.
What happened?
The killers.
The killers?
Look, they're coming up the front walk.
What'll I do? Where can I hide? I know. The closet.
No, George, don't go in there. You're going to face these killers like a man. You're not going to hide in that closet.
Why not?
Because that's where I'm hiding.
My pal.
Oh, they're almost to the door, George. Now they've stopped to look at the address.
I'm going to hide in the cellar. Tell them I'm not here. Get rid of them.
No, George, Bill, come back. Oh, all right, I'll face them alone. I'll save George from those killers.
This the right place, Dave?
Yeah, 360. Let's make this a quick one, Pete.
Well, shouldn't take us long to get rid of one rat.
Nah. Nah, it ain't like a termite job.
The jobs I hate are them silverfish.
Well, ants and moths ain't no bargain either.
Uh-huh. What a lousy racket we're in, huh? You know, if I had it to do over again, I wouldn't be an exterminator.
Me neither. Hey, when did this guy Burns call about the rat in his cellar?
Oh, that was more than a month ago. Well, you know how the orders pile up. When I spoke to him today, he acted like he'd forgot all about it.
Well, come on, let's get it over with.
Just come in.
We called you today, lady. We're here
Oh, yeah, I know why you're here.
Okay. Where's the rat?
He went to Florida.
Florida?
Doctor's orders.
Hey, look. We got no time for jokes, lady. That rat's in the cellar, right?
Yeah, how did you know?
We make our living this way. Let's get busy, Dave.
Oh, wait. Please don't kill him.
What's eating you, lady?
I love that little rat.
You love him? Hey, look, lady, you're kidding.
No.
No, well, ain't he a pest? Don't he sneak around at night and eat up all the food? Don't he cost you money?
Well, yes, but I love the little rat.
Look at it this way, lady. Don't it scare you when you see them little beady eyes looking at you? And them little gray whiskers are twitching, huh?
Yes, but I love the little rat.
Well, for Pete's sake, why?
Stop talking like my mother.
Huh?
I love him because he's mine. I've nursed him when he was sick, shared his sorrows and joys. He's my boopsy boy.
You call him Boopsy Boy?
Yes.
Well, it's a nice name.
Oh, he's wonderful. You should have seen him in vaudeville.
Vaudeville?
Uh-huh.
Sounds like an educated rat.
No, he never got past the 4th grade.
Hey, look. What do you make of this, Dave?
Nuttier than a fruitcake.
Yeah. Hey, look, lady. We won't hurt the little fella. Nah, we'll give him gas. He won't feel nothing.
Yeah. And then we'll pick him up by the tail and carry him out.
Yeah.
This I gotta see.
Who's this guy just popped out of the closet?
He's Boopsy Boy's best friend.
You and the rat are friends?
Oh, sure. I've known the little guy for years. We wear each other's neckties.
Another loony. Let's get out of here.
No, nuts to that. I'm here to kill that rat, and I'm going to go down the basement and do it.
Oh, no, please.
Get away from that door. Hey, come on, Dave. Come on.
What happened, Pete?
Well, if you think those two are nuts, you ought to see the idiot they keep in the basement.
Join us again next week when we'll all be back. George Burns, Gracie Allen, Meredith Wilson and his orchestra. Yours truly, Bill Goodwin. The George Burns and Gracie Allen Show is written by Paul Henning and Keith Fowler. Till next Thursday, good night and good luck from the makers of Maxwell House.
Another cup of Maxwell House coffee, George?
Sure. Pour me a cup, Gracie.
You know, Maxwell House is always good to the last drop.
And that drop's good, too.
Yes, it's Maxwell House Coffee Time, starring George Burns and Gracie Allen. With yours truly, Bill Goodwin. The music of Meredith Wilson and his orchestra. Mel Blanc, Verna Felton, Elvia Allman, Margaret Brayton, and the ladies of the Beverly Hills Uplift Society. For your Thursday night comedy enjoyment, it's George and Gracie. And for your everyday coffee-drinking enjoyment, it's Maxwell House. The coffee that's always good to the last drop. Now, it's morning as we look in at the Burns home, and George is just coming downstairs. A happy, carefree husband coming down to have breakfast with his wife. As he reaches the foot of the stairs, music bursts from his lips.
Ain't misbehaving all by myself.
Music bursts from his lips.
Ain't misbehaving. I'm happy on the sofa.
Well, that's as close as we can get. He calls gaily to his wife.
Oh, Gracie, your big kissable daddy is up. Here's volcano lips.
Isn't that disgusting? But pity him, ladies and gentlemen, for a terrible fate awaits him. Little does he know that meeting in the den is that bane of his existence, Gracie's club, the Beverly Hills Uplift Society. So innocently, he searches for his wife. He looks in the kitchen.
Googie?
No response. He looks in the dining room.
Hey, Gay.
No response. Now he walks to the den door. No, George, don't open it.
No. They can't be in there. I sprayed that den only yesterday.
He stands for a moment frozen with horror. Then fright gives way to anger. He calls upon his manhood. Again, no response. Then the door opens and Gracie comes out.
Oh, George. It was you who looked in the door.
Yes.
Oh, Blanche Morton certainly needs glasses. She was facing the door and she said, Gracie, when did you get it, Airedale?
Wish I were an Airedale. I'd run that bunch of old cats up the nearest tree.
Old cats? Why, George, in that room sits the cream of America's womanhood. True, a couple of them have gone to butter.
Gracie, I've told you repeatedly I will not allow those women on my premises. Now, who's the owner of this house?
You are.
And who's the boss around here?
You are.
Then who's leaving right now?
You are.
Me?
Well, George, you can't break up a meeting of government agents.
Government agents? Those fugitive from a dark belfry? Don't make me laugh.
Well, it's true. You see, President Truman has asked all the merchants to cut their prices. That's to fight inflation.
So,
we girls have volunteered to go around to certain shops and buy things to see if they've cut their prices. We're the OSSHD.
I know I'm a fool. What's that?
Office of Secret Shoppers, Hat Division.
Real patriotic, you girls. Look, Gracie, you don't have to buy things to see if prices are cut. Just go in the store and ask.
But this way we have concrete evidence. We get a hat and a sales slip. Oh, naturally, we don't keep them. We send them right to Washington.
Oh, you send the hats to Washington?
No, the sales slips. We'll wear the hats.
You wear the hats.
They look silly on congressmen.
Yes. But suppose they want to see the hats. Suppose they want to see that concrete evidence.
Well, if they want to see something concrete, let them look at our heads.
You've got a point there. So are the other girls. By the way, who's going to pay for all this?
Well, the government, of course. We sent a telegram to Washington asking Congress to appropriate $100 million for us.
$100 million?
Yes.
Why, you would only need $70 or $80.
Well, I know that, dear. But I also know our government. If they can't give it away $100 million at a chunk, they won't fool with it.
You uplifters have had some wild ideas, but this tops it.
Oh, there's someone at the door.
If it's a man in a white coat, he'll find ripe pickings in this house. Come in.
Telegram for the Beverly Hills Uplift Society. Is that you, Pop?
No, it's not me.
I'll take it, boy. George, give the boy a tip.
Here, son.
Oh, gee. I'm going to bet this on a horse.
You are?
Yeah, with 100 to 1 long shot, I can run this into $1.
So long, kid.
Oh, George. Oh, this is terrible news. Congress won't give us a penny.
This can get them all reelected.
Oh, dear, I can't bear to go in the den and read this to the uplifters. It'll kill them.
Let me read it to them.
No. As president of the club, it's my duty.
Then let me watch.
Very well. Come on. Girls, quiet, please. Girls. Fellow uplifters, we have just received our answer from Congress.
Did they send the money? Will we get new hats? We girls can't wait.
Yeah, tell us, Gracie.
Meredith Wilson, are you still a member of this silly club?
Yes, George, and I do not regard this club as silly. I'm proud that they chose to make me an honorary woman.
But you're a man. Sort of.
You can't intimidate him, George. He's one of our most loyal members.
Thank you, Gracie. And I will continue to remain a loyal woman, even though my social life has suffered to some extent.
How has your social life suffered?
Well, so far, the only man who's been willing to dance with me is Arthur Murray.
I'll be glad to do the mazurka with you, Meredith.
Oh, George, stop interrupting. We must get on with this meeting. Girls, I am sorry to announce that Congress has refused to vote us an appropriation.
Oh, that's awful. I think that's unfair.
Me too. The Navy got a big appropriation to build ships.
Yes. They spend millions on those old battle wagons, but not a penny on us.
Some battle wagons cost more than others.
George, please. Girls, I think you'll agree with me that Congress has acted unwisely in this matter.
They certainly have.
Of course, we can't expect Congress to be too intelligent. We must remember it's made up of men. And wherever you find men, you'll find petty jealousies, bickerings, and general confusion. Thank goodness we're ladies.
Yes, I'm glad of that. Well, I'm not giving up. I intend to fight inflation.
This is no time to discuss your diet.
Are you insinuating that I'm plump?
Well, they don't call you Blanche the Blimp for nothing.
Ladies. Well, I wouldn't want to have your skinny figure. You're built like an hors d'oeuvre. 2 toothpicks stuck in a pickle.
I agree with Blanche. It'd take a bustle to give Clara curds.
Oh, well, you ought to know, dearie. You wore one when you were young.
Whose side are you on, Meredith?
Well, I refuse to participate.
Well, thank goodness one of us is a lady.
Casey Jones. Ever stop to think how many songs the railroads have inspired, Meredith?
More than a feller can count, Bill.
More than a feller?
Yes, from Casey Jones to Chattanooga Choo Choo and the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe, railroads have been almost as popular with the songwriters as Romance and Roses.
Well, Meredith, the fellas who pushed the rail lines west across the country helped build a nation. And while today's big streamliners are a far cry from the smoke-throwing wood burners of yesteryear, the train is still a symbol of adventure and romance. And now more than ever, the railroads are a colorful and vital part of the American scene. Makes me think how Maxwell House coffee truly belongs to the American scene. Why, Maxwell House has been pleasing this coffee-loving nation for generations. And this fact speaks for itself. Today, more people buy and enjoy Maxwell House than any other brand of coffee at any price. Flavors behind this nationwide preference, that good-to-the-last-drop Maxwell House flavor that results from the masterful blending of these carefully selected Latin American coffees. Manizales for mellowness. Medellins for richness. Other choice coffees for vigor. And Bucaramangas for full body. Adding up to great coffee at its flavor peak. Friends, why not enjoy the extra pleasure of extra good coffee? You can for just a fraction of a penny more per cup than you'd pay for the cheapest coffee sold. Just say, Maxwell House, always good to the last drop.
Well, Gracie, the government refused to give you dames any money to buy new hats, so you might as well break up your club meeting.
Oh, no. The Beverly Hills Uplift Society doesn't give up so easily. How about it, girls? Are we quitters or are we fighters?
Fighters.
Are we weak or are we strong?
Strong.
Are we mice or are we men?
Mice.
They're mice?
Well, I didn't give them much of a choice that time.
I see what you mean.
We'll show those congressmen they can't shove us women around.
Yes, They're forgetting about women's suffrage.
That's right. We're all married, and married women go through plenty of suffrage.
Gracie, I mean...
All those in favor of sending a stern letter of protest to the government of the United States say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no.
No.
George, you can only vote if you join our club.
I take back the vote.
Now, who can do shorthand and typing? One of you girls must have been a secretary at one time.
Not me.
Not me. Me either.
I was. You, Meredith?
Yes, I was secretary to a Mrs. Perkins, a businesswoman back in Mason City. However, her husband forced her to discharge me because I was too attractive.
Well, Meredith, here's a pencil. Take this letter.
Ready, Chief.
United States government, United States, dear government.
How about my Jolin government? Dear government?
Yes. Now read that back, Meredith.
Oh, United States government. United States, dear government.
I guess that's telling them.
Pour it on them, Gracie.
Bear down, kid. Make 'em know it.
You bet I will. Now, here we go, Meredith. Dear government, yours of the 22nd inst. Receive and contents sneered at.
Contents sneered at.
Period.
Got it, Chief.
Got it.
How dare you refuse us an appropriation? Question mark. Why, you politicians give away so much money that Congress ought to change its name to Truth or Consequences.
Oh, brother.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye. What's that for?
All opposed say no. Fool with us, will they? Next paragraph, Meredith.
Ready, Chief.
He's ready, Chief.
Look at the way you spend the taxpayers' money, period. Why do you need a Secretary of War and a Secretary of Navy? Question mark. Let the soldiers and sailors do their own typing.
Gracie, you can't say that.
Why not? Question mark.
Because they'll think you're a jerk. Exclamation point.
Is that so? Question mark.
Yes, comma, that's so, period. Now cut out the punctuation.
Well, just tell me this. What did Congress ever do to save us money?
They're trying to cut down on taxes.
Oh, there you are. They want to cut down on taxis when streetcars are overloaded now.
That's what you heard me say.
All in favor say aye. All opposed say no. We'll show them. Next paragraph, Meredith.
Ready, Chief.
He's ready, Chief. You can go here.
You politicians who run this country are certainly confused. You have the nerve to say that our form of government is democratic. But what do you see in Washington? Republicans.
Gracie, you can send a letter like this to the government.
I can, too. Those men need a good straightening out. They've got things all mixed up.
You're right, Chief. Well, look at that big mix-up over the name of Boulder, if you'll pardon the expression, Dam.
There you are. Look at the way they mixed that up. What did they mix up, Meredith?
Well, they changed the name Boulder Dam to Hoover Dam.
Oh, well, how do you like that? Naming a dam after a vacuum cleaner.
They changed the name from Boulder Dam to Hoover Dam to honor Herbert Hoover. They wanted the dam to have his name.
Oh, so they did it the hard way and changed the name of a great big dam. Why couldn't they have done it the simple way?
Like what?
Changing his name to Herbert Boulder.
Well, that would never enter my mind. I couldn't...
All in favor say aye. All opposed say no. No.
Why, Gracie, why did you vote no on your own idea?
That's the American way. Now, let's get on with the letter. Last paragraph, Meredith.
Ready, Chief.
He's ready, Chief. You make
And in conclusion, government, we wish to state that unless you men change your tune, we women will secede from the Union. We'll start our own country, and men won't be allowed in it.
A country with no men. What do you do about children?
We'll hire babysitters.
And I haven't had breakfast. All this on an empty stomach. Well, I'm going to the office. Goodbye, Gracie.
Goodbye, dear. Well, aren't you going to say anything to the girls?
I'd better not. Their husbands are bigger than I am.
Oh, wait, George. You can mail our letter to the government.
Oh, yeah, let me have that thing. I'll take care of it.
Now, don't leave it in your pocket. You know what to do with it.
That I do.
Gracie, I just had a terrible thought.
What, Clara?
Even if the government sends us that money to buy hats, it'll be too late now.
Why?
All the best hats will be snapped up.
Why,
that's so silly.
Oh, wait, girls. I know another way to get the money. And we mustn't be too proud to take it. Remember, fishermen get money from the lowly shrimp. Farmers get money from the common cabbage. Trappers get money from the ordinary skunk. And we'll get money from our husbands.
Said he was the best man, Meredith Wilson and his orchestra.
The chair will entertain suggestions for getting hat money from our husbands.
It won't be easy, Gracie. I've tried everything on Harry, and he just sits there on his big fat wallet.
Joe's the same way.
So is Arthur.
Well, there must be some way to make them loosen up. Why should wives work without getting paid? If you have a maid, your husband pays her, and she doesn't even have to kiss them.
Well, not if she's fast on her feet.
Oh, come on now. Let's think hard.
May I come in, Gracie? No one answered the front door.
Well, look, girls, it's Bill Goodwin. Girls, if that's the way married women are going to greet a single man, maybe Bill shouldn't be allowed to come in. Now, let's stop for a moment and think of our husbands. Well, that's long enough. Come in, Bill.
Thanks, Gracie. Hello, girls.
Oh, I declare, Bill, you look better every day.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Bagley. And you...
Yes?
You look better at night.
Oh, flatterers.
Bill?
Yes, Gracie.
Maybe you can help us with our problem. We're trying to figure out how to get money from our husbands.
Oh, Gracie, you girls shouldn't have any trouble. You all have that certain something, that irresistible something that men adore.
You mean we have oomph?
No, you have Maxwell House coffee. Say, there's nothing like a cup of Maxwell House to put a man in good humor. It's so wonderfully satisfying, so rich, delicious, and mellow.
You mean our husbands would pay us for Maxwell House?
Oh, sure. Men love that famous Maxwell House flavor. That flavor, you know, is the result of careful selection and blending of distinctive Latin American coffees, radiant roasted to perfection.
Well, girls, maybe Bill's got something there. My husband's crazy about Maxwell House.
So is my husband.
My husband loves it, too. So does my husband.
There are moments when I feel left out of things.
I'll tell you something else, ladies. Maxwell House just can't be beat for coffee drinking pleasure, yet it costs but a fraction of a penny more per cup than the cheapest coffee you can buy.
I have a brother who's quite fond of it.
Really? You know, with more than 1,000 brands to choose from, more people buy Maxwell House than any other brand of coffee in the world.
Also a sister.
Maxwell House is always good to the last drop.
Well, that's as close as I can get.
Girls, Bill has given me a wonderful idea. Not only will we charge our husbands for making them coffee, but for other things, too, like cleaning house, cooking their meals, and washing out their lace things.
Lace things? Does your husband wear lace things?
Yes, all corsets have laces. Oh, now, we've got to make up a price list. Bill, you're a man. You set the prices.
Okay.
Pretend that you're married to one of these girls. Let me see now. Who'll be Bill's wife? Eeny, meeny, miny.
I will.
Couldn't have been Mo.
All right now, Bill. You're coming home from work, and at this point, you don't owe your wife anything.
We're even.
Yes. Okay, Clara.
Well, first I take your coat and hang it up.
I owe you a dime, Clara.
Then I bring you your pipe and slippers.
I owe you 35 cents.
And then I sew buttons on your shirt and mend your socks.
I owe you $1.
And then I kiss you.
We're even again. So long, ladies.
Oh, girls, don't mind Bill. This idea is a gold mine. Disperse to your homes and get busy.
But, Gracie, what will we charge?
Ooh, whatever the traffic will bear. Now get going.
Well, I'm back, Dad. Is my lunch ready?
Oh, yes, it's on the stove. All I have to do is bring it in.
Good. I didn't get any breakfast, and I'm really starved. What did you fix me?
Well, first you get a bowl of clam chowder.
Oh, clam chowder. I love clam chowder.
Yeah, that'll be 15 cents, payable in advance.
Uh-huh.
From now on, everything is cash and carry.
Gracie, I'm not going to let you get away with charging me for food. I'm going to be very firm and very determined.
You're also going to be very hungry.
No money, no food, huh?
Not a vitamin.
Okay, you win. How much is the clam chowder?
15 cents.
I can get a bowl in Charlie's Cafe for a dime.
All right, you can have this for a dime.
That's better.
I'll do what Charlie does. Take out the clam.
Go ahead, take it out.
That'll be 5 cents extra for labor.
Labor?
Removing the clam.
Leave it in. Here's the 15 cents.
Thanks.
For Pete's sake, you got a cash register?
I'm keeping this on a business basis. And now, after the clam chowder, you get a blue plate. That'll be 75 cents.
Here you are. What's on the blue plate?
Oh, if you want food on it, that'll be another $1.
Now, see here.
No dollar, no food.
If I wasn't starved, I'd walk out of here. Here's the buck.
By the way, dear, you telephoned from the office and said you'd be here for lunch.
Sure. I always do.
That'll be another 50 cents.
For what?
Making a reservation.
Okay, I'm hooked. Now bring me my lunch. I haven't eaten all day.
Yes, dear. Sit right down at the table. You do want to sit down, don't you?
Of course.
That'll be a quarter.
A quarter?
Parking fee.
Take it. Now bring me some food. I'm hungry.
Before I bring the food, have you heard the joke about the 3 holes in the ground?
No.
Well. That'll cost you $1.
$1? Why?
Floor show.
Look, Gracie.
Of course, if you'd rather not eat.
Oh, what's the use? Here. Now bring the food.
Yes, dear. May I take my apron off?
Sure, take it off.
50 cents, please.
Huh?
Well, that's what you pay when they take it off at the burlesque.
Then leave it on.
That's 50 cents, too.
For what?
cover charge.
Here, now let me eat.
Well, did you have enough to eat, George?
Yes.
Aw, you're mad at me, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Charging me for food. That's no way to get a new hat.
Well, it worked pretty well.
But we're married. We love each other. You don't have to go through all that. Here, give me that money back, and I'll show you the right way to do it.
All right. Here you are.
No. Just ask me for it like any normal wife would ask her husband.
All right. George, dear.
Yes, sweetheart.
May I please have the money for a new hat?
No.
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 Well, I think I like the other way better.
I like my way.
Join us again Thursday when we'll all be back. George Burns, Gracie Allen, Meredith Wilson and his orchestra, yours truly, Bill Goodwin. The George Burns and Gracie Allen Show is written by Paul Henning and Keith Fowler. Till next Thursday, good night and good luck from the makers of Maxwell House, America's #1 preferred brand of coffee. Always good to the last drop.
We're a little late, folks. Good night. Another cup of Maxwell House coffee, George?
Sure. Pour me a cup, Gracie.
You know, Maxwell House is always good to the last drop.
And that drop's good, too.
Yes, it's Maxwell House Coffee Time, starring George Burns and Gracie Allen. With yours truly, Toby Reed, Doris Singleton, Hans Conried, Gail Gordon, Meredith Wilson, and the Maxwell House Orchestra, and Bill Goodwin.
For America's Thursday night comedy enjoyment, it's George and Gracie. And for America's everyday coffee drinking enjoyment, it's Maxwell House. Today, more Americans buy and enjoy Maxwell House than any other brand of coffee at any price. Yes, Maxwell House, always good to the last drop.
The breakfast dishes have been cleared away in the Burns home, and George and Gracie are now discussing the party which they attended last night.
It was a nice party, wasn't it, dear?
Yeah, quite a sociable.
Were you proud of the way I looked?
I'll say I was. I checked over the rest of the women, and not one of them could touch you. You had the youngest and prettiest face of anybody there.
Somebody had a better figure, huh?
No, that was the best, too. You had the slimmest waist and the cutest legs.
Big feet, huh?
No, they were absolutely the tiniest feet at the party.
Dishpan hands, huh?
Smoothest hands of any woman there.
You held hands with the other women, huh?
Gracie, you know I didn't. I never even looked at another woman.
Getting old, huh?
107 Tuesday.
Oh, I was only fooling, dear. I do appreciate the nice things you said about me.
Well, good.
And I have something nice to say, too.
Good.
I checked over the rest of the men at the party, and I was so glad I was married to you.
Well, thanks, sweetheart.
You know, it's such a comfort to know that you have a husband that no other woman will try to steal.
I threw that thanks in too soon.
You know, I'm glad you got to sing at the party.
Me too. But I thought they'd never ask me. I kept hinting for hours.
I know.
Funny the way it finally happened. Somebody switched off the lights, and then a guy said, "How about a song from Burns?" I didn't recognize the voice, but I'd sure like to shake his hand.
Shake, dear.
Oh, it was you.
Well, I didn't want those people to miss your golden voice.
You think they liked it?
Oh, yes, George. You make a song so believable. When you sang Bongo, 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 I Don't Want to Leave the Congo, they took up a collection to send you back.
I'll throw a few bars at you. Oh, bongo, 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 I don't want to leave the Congo. No, 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 no. Oh, bongo, bongo. Oh, bongo, bongo.
You know, you shouldn't be trapped by civilization. You belong in a tree.
Yeah. Say, wasn't that a strange accident that happened when I started my second number? I didn't see how the host could be so careless.
Well, me either. Imagine setting fire to his own piano.
Pretty clumsy.
Say, you know who really had a good time at the party?
Who?
Bill Goodwin.
Oh, what a Romeo that guy is. The way the girls throw themselves at him.
Yeah, and the way he never ducks. Wait, he kissed every girl at the party.
Bill's a red-blooded he-man.
Oh, pooh. You'd have red blood, too, if you swallowed as much lipstick as he does.
The diet wouldn't hurt, you know. He certainly had a better time than poor Meredith Wilson.
Oh, yeah, Meredith is so shy. You know, I heard his girl tell him that she wanted a pet.
Yeah?
He went out and got her a dog.
Smart kid.
Come in.
Well, good morning, Burnses.
Oh, hi,
Hello.
Bill. We were just talking about it.
Yes, you were quite the ladies' man at the party.
Oh, I know, Gracie, but I'm getting kind of tired of it. Always the same old line. Your eyes are like stars. Your hair is like spun gold. You're built like $1 million.
I guess you do get tired of saying that.
Oh, no, I get tired of hearing it.
Oh, they say it to him. They say a little switch there, yes.
Well, you seem to be enjoying kissing the girls last night.
Well, I don't mind playing a little post office, Gracie, but with me, every day is the Christmas mailing rush.
Bashful. Doing something. Bashful Willie, they call him.
Well, George is pretty sensational at those kissing games, too.
I am?
Well, you must be. When you walked in last night, the girl said, "Here comes George Burns. Get a load of that kisser."
I wonder how they meant that.
Oh, look, here comes Meredith up the wall.
What? Oh, Meredith? Oh, yeah, that poor guy didn't get anywhere with his girl last night.
Don't be too sure, George. When he left the party, I told him to go up on Mulholland Drive and park.
Come in.
Hello.
Hello, Meredith.
Hello, Mayor. Say, kid, did you drive up on Mulholland and park last night like I told you?
Yes, I did, Bill. The minute I took my date home, I rushed right up there.
You went alone?
I was supposed to take someone?
I'll see you later.
Certainly you were supposed to take someone. That's what makes it fun.
Really?
Well, sure.
Would you care to accompany me tonight, George?
I'm busy.
Meredith, look, you don't get the idea. It's no fun to park with a man.
It is, too.
Gracie, don't confuse the poor guy.
You know, no, I think it's time somebody had a talk with Meredith.
Okay, sit down, Meredith, and let a man of the world tell you a few things.
And, George, you listen to what Bill says, too.
Real?
Come in. Is Bill Goodwin here? Oh, there you are, Billy, baby. It was cold sitting out in your car all alone.
Oh, well, come on in and get warm. Folks, I want you to meet the one and only, the girl I'm engaged to marry, the little lady who's stolen my heart. My fiancée, Miss, what's your name again, kid?
Hotchkiss.
Oh, yes, Hotchkiss, yeah.
You don't know your fiancé's name?
Well, who can remember that many names?
Oh, Bill.
Now, don't feel bad, kid. I've got your name in this book where I list all my fiancés. Here, I'll show you. Let's see, Holst, Hoover, Harpo, Hopkins, Horton, Hostetter. Here it is, Hotchkiss. What's your first name, kid?
Juanita.
Juanita L. or Juanita W?
Juanita W.
Well, you see, here's your name. It's right on the record, so if anything ever happens to me, you'll get your ring back.
What a man.
Well, I have to drive downtown. You stay here and get warm, Juanita. I'll pick you up later.
Yeah, drop me at the cigar store, will you, Bill?
Okay, George. Well, goodbye, Gracie.
Goodbye.
So long,
Oh,
Meredith.
but Bill. Oh, gee, the way he treats me, I think I'll throw myself at the first man I see. Any man. I don't care if he's the dumbest rip in town.
Miss Hotchkiss, permit me to introduce Meredith Wilson.
I'm pleased to meet you.
Say, you're kind of cute.
Meredith, here's your chance to overcome your shyness with girls. I'll leave you two alone.
What do we do?
Well, maybe Miss Hotchkiss would like to dance.
Would you like to dance, Miss Hotchkiss?
Yes.
Very well. I'll play the piano for you.
The Skater's Waltz, eh, Meredith?
Right, Otto. My musical invitation to the folks to bundle up in their gayest winter togs and meet me down at the frozen mill pond.
Mighty timely invitation, Meredith. For that local weather forecast has a habit lately of turning up fair and colder. Yes, and folks in the states where Jack Frost makes his home are having a new edge ground on the blades of their ice skates. Hardier soles are waxing skis. While young and old alike get ready for that first trial run down the neighborhood hill on Junior's bobsled. For this is December, when winter sports claim top billing on the outdoor calendar of our well-loved American scene. And when the grown folks wander home from the great outdoors, they give a hearty welcome to a friendly cup of America's favorite coffee, Maxwell House. Yes, the most popular coffee in our great American scene. For today, more people buy and enjoy Maxwell House than any brand at any price. Now, flavor explains this nationwide preference, the rich, good-to-the-last-drop Maxwell House flavor that can be credited to the skillful blending of these choice coffees. Manizales for mellowness. Medellins for richness. Other choice coffees for robust vigor. And Bucaramangas for fine, full body. All adding up to a great coffee, radiant roasted to flavor perfection. Friends, why not enjoy America's favorite coffee yourself? You can for just a fraction of a penny more per cup than the cheapest coffee sold. Always say Maxwell House. Always good to the last drop. Worried by Meredith's continued bashfulness around girls, Gracie has gone to consult with her next-door neighbor, Dr. Miller, the psychiatrist.
You know, he's really a pitiful case, Dr. Miller. Girls just frighten him to death.
They actually terrify him.
Oh, you should see the way they make him blush. He gets so red that I'm afraid the Senate will investigate him.
Tell me, Gracie, just what he does in the presence of a woman.
Well, say he's in our living room with the girl right now. I can see them through this window.
Good. Give me a full report, and I'll take notes. What are they doing?
Well, the girl is on the sofa. She beckons to Meredith. Now he's on the sofa.
Go on.
The girl touches his hand.
Yes.
Now he's under the sofa.
How Freud would love this. Please continue.
He crawls out and accidentally brushes against her.
Well?
Now he's on top of the bookcase.
What a shame to waste all that energy. Go on, please.
The girl takes a step toward him, and he grabs the statue to defend himself.
Yes?
Uh-oh, he's fainted.
He fainted?
Yes, the statue he grabbed was Venus de Milo.
That's enough, Gracie. As it is, my colleagues will accuse me of inventing him.
What's wrong with the poor man, Dr. Miller? Why doesn't he like girls?
Well, Gracie, in psychiatric terminology, I'd say that a fundamental introversion, coupled with manic trepidation, has set up an aberrant form of obverse fetishism. which renders him devoid of the basic amatory responses.
What does that mean?
He's a schmo. However, I can help him if he's willing to submit to hypnotism.
Hypnotism?
Yes, under hypnotic control, the power of suggestion will make him a bold and fearless lover.
Oh, you really think it'd help?
Years ago, I used that treatment on a man who was even more shy and timid than Meredith.
Did it work?
That man was Errol Flynn.
Oh, all right, I'm convinced. Let's go hypnotize Meredith. Juanita, can we borrow Meredith for just a moment?
Honey, you can keep him. I want no part of this kid.
I'm no kid. I was born in 1912.
Really? When did you die?
Step into the next room, Meredith.
Meredith, Dr. Miller would like to put you to sleep.
Very well. I'll run home and get my nightshirt.
That won't be necessary, Meredith. I'm going to hypnotize you.
Oh? Will it take long?
Well, that depends on the strength of the subject's mind. The stronger the mind, the longer it takes to bring on sleep.
All right. Let's try it.
Meredith, you're growing sleepy. I rather expected that. Meredith, when you awaken, you will have lost your fear of women. You'll be a Don Juan, a Casanova, a fiery, impetuous wolf. Now, awaken.
Well, Meredith, how do you feel?
Great, babe. Let's neck.
You see?
Oh, how wonderful it worked.
Say, I'm tired of waiting. Tell Bill Goodwin that...
Hey, you're a cute chick. How's about a smooch?
Did that come out of him?
You said it, sugar. Lift the lips and latch on.
Okay, I'm confused, but game. Wow, what a kiss.
I haven't played the flute 20 years for nothing.
And I thought Bill Goodwin was a wolf.
Oh, not compared to Meredith. Bill just has pointed ears. Meredith's whole head comes to a point.
Yeah, I'm sharp.
Well, Juanita, here's your lover boy. I bet you've been crying your eyes out for your big, handsome daddy.
Blow, blabbermouth.
Huh?
Get lost. Meredith is my big moment now.
What? Juanita, you can't be serious. Look at me, baby. It's me. Irresistible Bill.
Whoever said you were irresistible?
I did.
But come on, Juanita. Let's leave this panty waist and head for Mulholland Drive.
Coming, big boy.
Juanita!
One side, slow freight. I'm taking the super cheap.
Mary, I'm the champ. A schnook like you can't do this to me.
I just did it.
Gee, now I know how Joe Louis felt. Wait for me.
Well, Gracie, satisfied with Meredith's improvement?
Well, it was marvelous, Dr. Miller. Tell me, can you do that to anyone?
Oh, I think so. Do you know someone else who needs the treatment?
No, am I married to her?
You mean George has become less attentive? The flame of romance has burned low?
There's nothing left but clinkers.
Why, surely there must be some romance left in the man. Doesn't he ever ask you to put your arms around him?
Only when he wants me to button his suspenders.
I see.
And he never kisses me anymore.
Or perhaps he would if you puff it up and gave him a hint.
Well, I doubt it.
Hello, honey. Oh, hiya, Doctor.
George, would you like me to put my arms around you?
Why, are my suspenders unbuttoned?
Now, you see, Doctor?
Hint for the kiss.
Look, George, my lips are all puckered up. Does that give you an idea?
Yeah. Going right in the kitchen and get some of those dill pickles. I'll bring you one, Doc. Oh, Bungo.
Doctor. Please give him the treatment.
Wait here, I'll speak to him, Gracie. George, I'm in an awkward spot.
Really, Doc? Have a pickle.
Thank you. George, your wife wants me to place you under hypnosis and transform you into an impetuous wolf.
She does?
Yes, but I don't dare. At your age, that could be fatal.
Doc, I'm going to teach Gracie a lesson. Have another pickle.
Thank you.
She thinks she'd like to be married to an impetuous wolf, huh? All right, I'll be one. I'm going to chase her for 24 hours a day. I'm going to smother her with kisses. I'm going to hug her till she screams. I'm going to...
Yes?
I'm tired already.
George, the way to teach Gracie a lesson is to make her think you're chasing someone else.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. I'll pretend to be hypnotized, disappear for a couple hours, and then we'll make up some wild stories about what I did while I was a wolf.
Exactly. We can get Bill Goodwin to help us. He's got some true life stories that'll curl her hair.
Wonderful. Have another pickle, Doc.
Thanks. There's only one thing, George. It's going to take some real acting on your part to fool Gracie.
You think so?
Oh, sure. A hypnotized person has a very peculiar expression on his face.
Yes,
Yeah, sure. The eyes have a glassy, vacant stare.
See.
The mouth hangs open stupidly. The face loses all... Oh, run along, George. You'll fool her beautifully.
Give me back the pickle.
Here's Meredith Wilson and his orchestra, and Almost Like Being in Love.
Now, have you got it straight, Bill? We want Gracie to think that I have hypnotized George and turned him into a nearest presentable wolf.
Are you sure you mean that, Professor?
Yes, it's a good one.
Well, Bill, yes. You make up a story about me. That's what he means.
Okay, George.
It's a big story.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, let me see. Oh, I'll tell Gracie that you were running down Hollywood Boulevard with 100 women chasing you.
Is that enough women?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you couldn't run fast because you were carrying all that Maxwell House coffee.
Well, why am I carrying Maxwell House coffee?
Well, let's face it, George. How else could you get women to chase you?
Say,
They all love Maxwell House. It's rich, delicious, and mellow. So wonderfully satisfying. Good to the last drop. Now, they want that Maxwell House, whether it's the regular grind or the glass maker.
But, Bill, what about me?
Well, that reminds me. They like the drip, too. However, in any grind, Maxwell House is the very best in coffee drinking pleasure, yet it costs but a fraction of a penny more per cup than the cheapest coffee you can buy.
Willie, you're supposed to make Gracie think I'm an irresistible wolf.
Oh.
See, Bill, if you talk about Maxwell House coffee, you'll lose the point.
Well, if I don't, Doc, I lose my sponsor. You know, with more than 1,000 brands to choose from, more people buy and enjoy Maxwell House than any other brand of coffee in the world.
Look, Bill, just tell Gracie I went to a burlesque show. That'll worry her.
Yeah.
Then I'll come in and act like a wolf.
Okay.
How does a wolf act?
Well, I'll tell you. Come bounding up the walk, burst in the door, leap to Gracie's side, pick her up in your arms, and let out a howl.
Well, that's what I do, huh?
Well, in your case, crawl in and moan.
Gracie. Gracie, I just saw George.
Oh, thank goodness, Bill. You know, Dr. Miller turned him into a wolf, and he's been gone for hours.
Well, he's at the burlesque show.
The burlesque show? Oh, that's terrible.
Sure.
That cheap candy might make him sick.
Gracie, it's worse than you think. The last I saw George, he was surrounded by 27. Count 'em. 27 chorus girls. He was hugging them and kissing them. And...
That does it. Hugging and kissing, was he? Well, I'm going to get my hat and coat and go right down there.
Oh, it's no use, Gracie. You can't stop it.
I don't want to stop it. I just want to get in on it.
Oh, I see. Well, here comes George up the walk now.
Well, it's about time. You go out the back way, Bill. I've got a few things to say to that little old gray wolf.
Yeah, okay, Gracie. I'll see you later.
27 chorus girls.
Hiya, baby. Got any raw meat in the icebox? I'm hungry.
George, I don't like you this way. Did you really go to that awful burlesque show?
Yep. Then I headed for Mulholland Drive. But the car wouldn't make the hill.
Why not?
27 chorus girls are quite a load. I even put Ethel in the gas tank.
My goodness. You were crowded.
Oh, yes. Quite a crowd. Girls piled on my lap, 60. I beat them all, but they climbed right back again.
Oh, George, you shouldn't do that.
I'm too brutal, eh?
No, too brittle.
Well, kid, now you know what it is to be married to an irresistible lover. A guy who's loaded with sex appeal.
Oh, I wish I'd never heard of hypnotism.
Well...
Come in.
Howdy, little lady.
Oh, hello, Mr. Judson.
Say, you sound depressed, little lady. Something wrong?
Well, yes, there is. My husband has got too much sex appeal. He's so irresistible that he fascinates all the women.
Why, I didn't know he was from Texas.
Mr. Judson.
Now, in that case, he ain't to blame. Us Texans is just natural-born ladies' men. We ain't only got the know-how, we got the do-how.
But, Mr. Judson...
Now, it ain't his fault if the women stampede all over him. Why, the gal's even got a saying, nobody necks us that don't come from Texas.
But, please, Mr. Judson...
Well, now, I don't like to see you unhappy, little lady, but in this case, I gotta side with your husband. He can't help being a lady killer. He's handsome, he's virile, he's from Texas.
But he's not from Texas.
He ain't from Texas?
No.
You mean this dried-up little squirt is stepping out on you?
Wait a minute. You think you're a ladies' man just because you're from Texas. They wouldn't look at you if you didn't have money.
Money? Well, I only got a piddling $26 million.
I thought it was $25 million.
Yeah, well, we had a little trouble down home. The kids was playing football in my backyard. Well, my youngest boy went to kick a goal, stubbed his toe on the ground so hard he broke the topsoil, and up come another darned oil well.
You call that trouble?
He missed the goal.
Did he play with USC Saturday? I'm not from Texas, but I'm still an irresistible wolf.
He's right, Mr. Judson. Now he'll probably go out and chase more girls.
Little lady, if he does that, you ought to string him up.
Why should I help him on with his corset?
Help him on with... Oh, I like your sense of humor, man. Marvelous seeing you.
Well, Gracie, I'm going out to do some hooting and howling. Those 27 chorus girls are waiting for me, you know.
Oh, dear, if that hypnotism would only wear off and you get back to normal.
Not a chance. So long, kid.
Well, at least kiss me goodbye.
Okay. Here's my red hot special.
Oh, thank goodness you're back to normal.
Normal, huh? Well, how come you still got your arms around me?
Well, your suspenders need buttoning.
Oh, fine.
Join us again Thursday when we'll all be back. George Burns, Gracie Allen, Bill Goodwin, Meredith Wilson, and the Maxwell House Orchestra, and yours truly, Toby Reed.
Another cup of Maxwell House coffee, George?
Sure. Pour me a cup, Gracie.
You know, Maxwell House is always good to the last drop.
And that drop's good, too.
Yes, it's Maxwell House Coffee Time, starring George Burns and Gracie Allen. With yours truly, Toby Reed, Gail Gordon, Elliot Lewis, Hans Conried, Verna Felton, Meredith Wilson, and the Maxwell House Orchestra, and Bill Goodwin.
For America's Thursday night comedy enjoyment, it's George and Gracie. And for America's everyday coffee drinking enjoyment, it's Maxwell House. Today, more Americans buy and enjoy Maxwell House than any other brand of coffee at any price. Yes, Maxwell House, always good to the last drop.
Well, as we join the Burnses today, we find them in a downtown department store taking advantage of the February clearance sales.
These clearance sales are wonderful places to save money, George.
Yeah, I guess so. What do you need?
Oh, just little odds and ends. Do you want to get some things for me while I look at bath towels?
Sure.
All right. Here's a pencil. Make a list.
Okay.
A sink strainer.
Sink strainer.
A paring knife.
Paring knife.
Pot holders.
Pot holders.
Floor wax.
Floor wax.
Mink coat.
Mink coat.
Potato masher.
Potato. Wait a minute.
Dish rag.
Wait a minute.
Paper towel.
Hold it. Dish rag, paper towels. How did a mink coat get in there?
Oh, you noticed it, huh?
Yeah, it was hard to do.
Oh, well, I thought if I buried it in the middle of the list, you might buy it before you realized it. Forget it, huh?
Forget it. I should say
Well,
that.
is it all right if I get an old beat-up second-hand mink coat?
Second-hand?
Well, I'll be about the 15th to wear it.
Who wore it before?
14 minks.
Gracie, I wasn't born yesterday. What do you take me for?
Mink coat, I hope.
Forget it. Now, let's buy those other items on the list. How many pot holders do you need?
14.
What kind?
Mink. I'll sew them together.
I said, forget the mink coat.
Oh, all right.
Now, where shall we go first?
The fur department. I want to make a phone call.
We'll make it from here.
But up there, I can make it for nothing.
Really?
Well, sure, you get a free call with every mink coat.
Gracie, you're not getting me in the fur department. Now, let's get in the elevator and do the other shopping.
Going up. Step back in the car, please.
Where are the kitchen utensils?
Kitchenware is on the 4th floor. Step back in the car, please.
We're packed in here like sardines now.
Yeah, my back itches. Would you scratch it for me, George?
Sure. There. How does that feel?
Fine, only a little to the left, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got the wrong bag. There. How is that?
Fresh.
Again, I missed.
George, my back still itches.
I'll try once more.
Oh, that feels wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome, lady.
You did it? Then whose back am I scratching?
Mine, and take it easy. Your nails are very sharp.
Start the elevator, will you?
Second floor, ladies' shoes, hats, gloves, and dresses. Going up. Third floor, ladies' fur coats.
Oh, I'm going to faint. Quick, George, take me off the elevator.
Faint on the next floor. That's kitchenware.
Oh, I'm passing out.
No, you're not. You're staying right here.
Sir, your wife has fainted.
Mind your own business.
Are you just going to stand there with an unconscious wife?
Why not? I've been doing it for 14 years.
You
carry her off this elevator, or they'll be carrying you off.
Okay.
Try a piggyback.
Oh, never mind. I've got her now. One side, folks.
My goodness, what's happened?
This lady fainted.
Oh, where am I?
You're in the fur department. Shall I throw some water on you?
No, just throw a mink coat on me.
Okay, Gracie, you tricked me into the fur department. But you're still not getting a fur coat.
You're just in time to see our fashion show. The models will parade by here in all our latest fur creations.
We're not interested. We're just leaving.
And then they remove the furs and model dresses.
Sorry, we're in an awful hurry.
And then they remove the dresses and model lingerie.
I guess we could stay a few minutes. Have them hurry through the fur show.
Well, here comes the first model. This is lovely Siberia Kolinsky.
How do you do, Miss Kolinsky?
Kolinsky is the name of the fur.
Oh.
And here is a perfectly divine number. Note the full sleeves and extreme length. It took 12 beavers to make this coat.
Really? How long did it take them?
The beavers contributed their skin.
Oh, well, it's beautiful. Oh, and it feels so soft.
Gracie, get your hands off that coat.
Oh, I just want to stroke it, George. I won't hurt it, George. I just want
Take
to
it
stroke
easy, Lenny. Take it easy. You know, this is awfully pretty. Maybe I was hasty about not getting you a fur coat. How much is this coat, miss?
Only $4,300.
Miss, you know that water you were going to throw on me?
Yes?
Well, you better throw it on my husband. He's fainted.
Now, Gracie, ever since we got home from the store, you've been after me for a fur coat. The answer is still no. Oh, now you're turning on the tears. I suppose I'm a brute. I suppose I treat you like a dog.
No, you don't.
Of course not.
The dog has a fur coat.
Will you stop?
Oh, everyone has fur but me. Cats have fur. Rabbits have fur. And you have 3 hairs on your chest.
4.
Think of my health. Buy me a fur coat so I won't have to go around shivering in the snow.
It doesn't snow in Los Angeles.
Then buy me a fur coat and a ticket to New York.
I refuse to discuss it any further.
Well, I read in the paper about a woman who caught pneumonia just because she didn't have a fur coat. She caught pneumonia and died. Better have your black suit pressed, George. Marry again, but not too soon. Remember me a while. And George, take my insurance money and buy yourself a fur coat. I don't want you to go the way I'm going. Forget it, huh?
Forget it. Now go get lunch.
No. All right, dear.
What a woman I married. Oh, well. Better than going back with Bankoff and Gurley. Come in.
Howdy, little man.
Oh, hello, Mr. Judson. Say, I wish I had some of that Texas oil money of yours. Gracie wants a fur coat.
Why, shucks, down home I got one for my wife, and it didn't cost me nothing. I just went out in the woods and shot some rabbits.
And made her a coat?
Yep, beautiful mink coat.
Mr. Judson, you can't make a mink coat out of rabbit fur.
These was Texas rabbits.
Oh, I forgot. Everything is better in Texas.
You bet your life. Yeah. Texas is better than the other 47 states put together.
I'm surprised you admit that there are other states.
Why, sure. Them 47 states are the USA.
Right.
The United Suburbs of Amarillo.
Mr. Judson, USA means the United States of America.
Yankee propaganda.
I guess so.
Now, you do what I done and shoot your wife a fur coat. Of course, it was easy for me because I'm a dead shot. I just drawed a bead and plugged that rabbit 4 times. Well, if you're such a good shot, why did you have to plug it 4 times? I done it a purpose. I knew I was going to make a coat out of it, so I shot in the buttonholes.
Take it easy, Mr. Judson.
Man, where I come from, that's just ordinary shooting. We got fellas in Texas can shoot the yolk out of an egg without touching the white.
Mr. Judson.
That's why they sent all the soldiers down there to be trained. During the war, that state was just full of happy sex.
Happy sex? Don't you mean sad sex?
In Texas?
I lost my head.
Hello, Judge. Hello, Mr. Judson.
Howdy, little lady. Say, I was telling your husband how I went hunting and got enough animals to make my wife a fur coat.
Why, that's a wonderful idea. George can do that, too. How did you get them, Mr. Judson?
Knocked him over with my Remington.
Oh, hit him on the head with a typewriter, huh?
Hit him on the head. I like your sense of humor.
Ah, yes, the title song from Oklahoma. Still going great guns 5 years after opening night. How about that, Meredith? What keeps these songs on the hit list? Is it that marvelous Rogers sense of melody?
Well, there's more to it than just melody, Toby. A Rogers score always blends all musical parts perfectly. Show you what I mean. Here's one of the biggest hits from Oklahoma. Now, see if you can recognize it when we play only the mellow harmony. Now we'll add a rich counter melody.
Well, that's mighty appealing, Meredith, but I still can't name it.
Well, then let us add the vigorous rhythm section. And now we'll round out the song with a melody to complete this blend of one of the most popular American songs of recent years.
Why, certainly. Oh, what a beautiful morning. And friends, just as America's favorite melodies are created by carefully blending many orchestral parts, so too with the creation of America's favorite brand of coffee, Maxwell House. For the superb good to the last drop flavor of Maxwell House is achieved by blending not one, but many varieties of premium, Highland-grown Latin American coffees. With painstaking care and skill, the Maxwell House experts select Manizales for mellowness. For richness, they add Medellins. For vigor, they choose other choice coffees. And for fine, full body, they add Bucaramangas. All adding up to great coffee, radiant roasted to the very peak of flavor perfection. And brought to you roaster fresh 2 ways, either in the familiar blue tin or in the brand new ultra vacuum glass jar. So, friends, start at once to enjoy America's favorite coffee. You can for just a fraction of a penny more per cup than the cheapest coffee sold. Insist on Maxwell House. Always good to the last drop.
Now listen, Gracie. Just because Mr. Judson shot a fur coat for his wife doesn't mean I can do it.
Why not?
Why not? He's good. That guy can shoot a rabbit blindfolded.
Well, so could you if you saw a blindfolded rabbit.
Suppose I shot a couple of rabbits. Would you be satisfied with a rabbit coat?
George, I'd rather have a rabbit coat from you than a mink from Saks.
Really?
Can I have a mink from Saks?
No.
I'd rather have a rabbit from you.
I know. Well, thanks very much. Come in.
Hello, Gracie. Hello, George.
Oh, hiya, Dr. Miller.
Oh, Dr. Miller, I'm so glad you're here. You're a psychiatrist. Now, maybe you can reason with George.
What about?
Well, I could have a fur coat if he'd go out in the woods and get the rabbits, but he doesn't think he can.
Why, of course you can, George. It's the law of nature that man should wear the skins of animals because he's more intelligent.
Yeah, huh?
Certainly. That's why Gracie can wear a rabbit skin coat. If the rabbit was smarter than Gracie, it would wear a Gracie skin coat.
I never thought of it that way. A hunting trip might be fun. Would you come along, Doc?
Oh, I'd love to, George. I've got a wonderful shotgun. You automatic type. You just insert a magazine.
Oh, that is wonderful. You can hunt and read at the same time.
What are you thinking about, Doc?
I'm just wondering how a rabbit would look in a Gracie skin coat.
I see what you mean. Come in.
Hello, all.
Oh, hello, Meredith.
Hey, Mayor, would you like to go hunting with Doc and me?
Oh, you bet I would, George. As a boy back in Mason City, Iowa, I used to take the shotgun and head for the woods every Saturday with Sport trotting by my side.
Good.
I can still hear Papa's tender farewell. Be careful and don't shoot yourself, son. Those shells cost money.
Look, Meredith.
Would you like to hear an exciting thing that happened to Sport and me one day?
No.
Well, sir.
I thought so, yeah.
We were hiking through the woods. Sport was frisking about, licking my hand, when suddenly he stumbled upon a rattlesnake. With a startled cry, he yelled, "Meredith, save me from the reptile." Well, sir...
Wait a minute. Your dog said that?
Oh, Sport isn't a dog. He's my brother. Well, sir?
But you said he was licking your hand.
Yeah, I'd been eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Well, sir,
Goodbye. We'll go hunting with
George, don't you want to hear the finish of my story?
Oh, no.
Very well. I'll plan on going hunting with you.
Good. And don't worry about shooting yourself. I'll pay for the shell.
Thanks. Goodbye, all.
Oh, go. What are you thinking about now, Doc?
There goes another skin for the rabbits.
Yeah, the rabbits are too up on us.
Well, perhaps we can even the score on this hunting trip, huh?
Well, why don't you invite Mr. Judson and Bill Goodwin to go along?
Oh, good idea. I'll bet that Judson's a crack shot.
Oh, not as good as George. I remember the time George went hunting with a bird dog, a pointer, and a setter at his heels, and a big sack over his shoulder to carry the game in. He only fired 3 shots, but when he got home, that sack was full.
What was in it?
A bird dog, a pointer, and a setter.
I can't understand what happened. I've got eyes like a hawk. Why, I'll bet I could shoot a hole right in the middle of that mouse hole. I'll bet I can shoot a bullet. I wouldn't worry, Doc. That's only twice today. I'll go and come in again.
Yeah.
I'll start. Let me give myself 2 beats. 1, 2. I'll bet I could shoot a bullet right in the middle of that mouse hole.
Good.
What mouse hole?
There in the corner.
That's the fireplace.
I wrecked it, didn't I, Doc? Well, Doc, my car's at the garage and it's being tuned up. I'll go after it. You call the other fella.
Your car's all ready, Mr. Burns. Look at the way I tuned up that motor.
Swell. I'm going on a hunting trip this afternoon, and I can... Wait a minute. You're the fellow who's been giving me trouble for weeks. You always had different job, and you always lost your temper.
Only because I was a poor, frustrated soul, pushed into jobs where I didn't belong by the fickle finger of fate.
I see.
But now that I'm a mechanic, I do things that really help people. Why, I ground your valves and I scraped your carbon. If you want me to, I'll adjust your gasket.
No, my gasket is fine. I can eat anything.
I'm so happy with this job.
Glad to hear it. Let's have my keys.
Being a mechanic has taught me a lot about life, too. Life is a piece of machinery, and we're all parts of it. Some of us are cogwheels, some of us are spark plugs, and some of us are just nuts.
That you are.
I'm so happy with this job.
Please, the keys.
I've put this engine in tip-top condition. When you drive off, it'll surge with power.
Good, good, good. Let me have my keys.
You'll be able to pass everything on the road. You'll go by...
Okay. Now give me the keys, please.
I'm so happy with this job. I can see you now zooming along faster and faster. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Wait a minute. Driving that fast is very dangerous.
I won't drive fast. Give me the keys.
No, you might lose control. You'll skid. You'll go off the road.
I'll go 5 miles an hour. The keys.
You'll crash into a tree and be thrown out of the car. You'll land on your head and get a concussion.
I'll ride a bicycle. The keys.
You may recover, but for the rest of your life, you'll have blinding headaches. And all because the garage man made me tune up this motor.
I'll use a scooter. The keys.
Well, I want no part of it. I'll quit this lousy job.
Please, let me have the keys.
And give you a concussion? Never. I'll take my monkey wrench and wreck this motor. I'll wreck it apart.
Hey, hey.
Smash it to bits.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh.
There. I've kept you from having a headache.
Now, George, calm down. Bill says we can take his car on the hunting trip.
Oh, sure, George. I do lots of hunting in my car.
Where do you hunt, Bill?
Up and down Hollywood Boulevard.
But there's no wildlife on Hollywood Boulevard.
Oh, silly girl.
This is a different kind of hunting we're going to do, Bill. So for once, get your mind off women.
Well, okay, George. From now on, I'll concentrate on Mother Nature and the trees and the flowers.
Good.
Are you an outdoor lover, Bill?
Oh, yes. Not bad indoors, either.
Bill, can't you think about something besides women? Think about animals.
All right, George. I'll think about those soft little creatures running around in Griffith Park and... Oops, there I go again.
This guy is murder. Now, look, Bill, do you want to go hunting or don't you?
Well, I do, George, I do, but it's hard for me to forget women.
Oh, bother the women.
Don't suggest that. He'll never go hunting.
You're not kidding. Come in.
Come on, Mr. Judson and Meredith and I are ready.
Yeah, I'm hankering to do some shooting.
Me too.
Say, how about food?
We've got it. I told Gracie to put some real hunter's grub in these packs for us. Beans, bacon, and coffee.
Oh, now, here are the sacks. Oh, my goodness.
What's the matter?
The sack I put the hot coffee in is leaking.
You made the coffee before you put it in the sack?
Well, certainly. You don't expect me to leave everything to the last minute, do you?
Gracie, when it comes to coffee, just leave everything to wonderful Maxwell House.
Oh, yes, it's the very best in coffee drinking pleasure.
Yet it costs but a fraction of a penny more per cup than the cheapest coffee you can buy.
Yeah, I understand that with thousands of brands to choose from, more people buy and enjoy Maxwell House than any other brand of coffee in Texas.
Not just in Texas, Mr. Judson, in the world.
Well, I was making it sound more important.
Well, anyway, Gracie, you can make the coffee out in the woods. Just take our coffee pot.
All right, but where will I plug it in?
Not the electric one.
Never mind, little lady. I got a coffee pot in my camping outfit.
Yeah, Gracie, you just bring along a tin or a jar of that roaster fresh Maxwell House coffee. You know, it comes to you roaster fresh 2 ways now, in the familiar blue vacuum tin or in the new ultra vacuum glass jar.
All right, Bill.
Well, let's get going. I want to shoot some rabbits.
You think you can hit one, little man?
Oh, George is a wonderful shot. He can shoot from the shoulders or he can shoot from the hip.
Yeah? Can't wait to get out there and take a couple of pot shots.
Shoots from there, too, huh?
Come on. Let's go.
Oh, boys, you're doing fine. I've almost got my fur coat.
Yes, George is the only one who hasn't shot anything.
Well, watch this. There's a rabbit at the foot of that tree.
Oh, wonderful. Now I've got a hat.
A hat?
You knocked a bird's nest out of the tree.
Come on, let's move to another spot.
Well, you'll soon have your coat, Gracie. I got 5 rabbits. How many have you got, Doc?
7.
Meredith?
9.
Judson?
12.
George?
Oh, shut up.
Gracie, George is becoming more and more depressed about his poor marksmanship. But I think I've got a plan to restore his self-confidence.
Oh, what is it, Doctor?
Well, you take the rabbits that the rest of us has shot and go around behind that big rock. We'll tell George that there are rabbits on top of it. And every time you hear him shoot, toss one over the rock.
Oh, and he'll think he killed it.
Exactly. I'll tip off the others and we'll all get started.
All right.
George, look, there's a rabbit on top of that rock.
Where? I don't see it.
It's there. Shoot.
Okay. Well, I'll be done. I hit it. It fell right at my feet.
Hey, there's another on the rock, George.
I don't see it.
Go ahead, shoot.
Okay. Again, I got one.
Yonder's another one, George. Same spot.
Where? I can't see it.
Never mind. Just shoot.
3 in a row. Boy, I've got eyes like a hawk.
Here's another one, George. See, right there.
Never mind, I can see it. Hey, I'm terrific. Bang, and I've got a rabbit. Another one? But I didn't even shoot. I just said bang. Wait a minute. There's something phony going on here. Bang, bang. I thought so. Who's behind that rock?
Nobody but us rabbits.
Gracie, come out from there, making a fool of me in front of everybody.
No, don't blame Gracie, George. We were all in on it to help.
Yeah, George.
Well, I don't need your help. You can all go home and leave me here, or you can all go and leave me here alone. I'll get my wife a fur coat.
Well, when will you be home, dear?
Well, I'm not leaving these woods till I shot something.
Well, at least come out in November to vote.
Never mind, just run along.
All right, dear. And whatever you shoot, I'll wear it. Oh, George, I knew you could do it. I'm so proud of you.
Are you really happy with what I shot?
Oh, you bet I am, darling. I'll be the only woman in town with a cowskin coat.
Join us again next Thursday when we'll all be back. George Burns, Gracie Allen, Bill Goodwin, Meredith Wilson, and our guest, Kay Kaiser. The Maxwell House Orchestra, of course, and yours truly, Toby Reed.